Welcome, friends, to the Beaver Dam. Ooh, am I a little, looks like I'm a little glitchy today. That's fine. It'll be fine. Everything shall be fine, because it's great to be with you guys today. Welcome, welcome, my friends. Good to see you, Pi oh my. Yes, I have arisen from the damn den. Good to see you, Lamey, Ryan, Apple E. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Death Deep. And thank you so much, Apple E, for getting that General Kenobi for our friend there. Awesome. So we are here and we are going to do some roster reviews. Speaking of, for those of you who don't know how roster reviews work, we go over to the Discord and we have a section. And so in that section, I put a message at the start of our roster reviewing sections, and it pings everyone that has the roster review role. And so I'm going to hit this right now, and now everyone that signs up after this point will be able to get a roster review. Of course, if you want to skip the line, you can always donate, or if you have a live or a $10 membership, then you get a live roster review where it not only skips the line, but you and I talk in a voice channel about it. So up to you guys how you want to get it, but currently there's only one person in the queue, so we got plenty of time to do as many people as possible. So throw in your ally code and we'll get on you. And I'm going to take a moment. Someone asked me as a favor, because they haven't been able to catch the last couple of streams, if I would do theirs, and so I said I would. And so I'm going to take a look at their roster and just do a quick roster review for them. And there's something very special about this roster we're about to look at. It has the world's greatest Omicron of all time. Nooch reviewed my roster and started a whole argument with First Order Officer going before Hux, and now I'm conflicted, lol. Oh. Who says not to put First Order Officer before Hux? That always confuses me, because I've heard a couple people try to make that argument. I've never heard a good argument for it, because it makes, like, every counter easier. Okay. So, this is Death Destroyer of Worlds. Beautiful. Getting his Gungans up. Double poke, then swipe, no foo. So what's the point then? Because you're swapping out. Yes. So I do poke, swipe, poke, and then I can swipe again in a row. And so yes, I do double poke. You are correct. But I don't have to waste the fact that I have a swipe as well. And so you are missing out on a whole bunch of ultimate charge for zero reason. So I don't get it. So you're trading off a double poke and a swipe instead of a poke, swipe, which is 4 actions versus 2. Like, yeah. You gain more ultimate. Technically, okay, so technically, if you're trying to be the most efficient way possible for building ultimate, and this is the way Arnold does it, I prefer to poke, swipe, because you gain the max amount of ultimate charge as well as the max amount of stuff you get from the siphon. But technically, the way that Arnold does it, let's see, Conquest, Foo. We'll give him that just for fun. This might wipe the team before I get to show you guys, but regardless, technically the best way to do this is actually it's poke, and this is what Arnold does. Obviously, you're not normally going to kill him. That's just because we have the cron, but it's then you swipe, and then you actually pass, and then you actually swipe again. Obviously, this doesn't work against Leia, because Leia makes it so cooldowns can't be reset. But you actually are supposed to swipe again. And so that's technically the fastest way to ultimate, and you want to do it that way while people are all alive. And the reason for that is so that way, in case you need to, you can bail yourself out with your ultimate. And so that's the way Arnold does it. I prefer to do the poke, swipe, but doing it with First Order Officer, no matter what, you can poke, swipe, poke, or poke, swipe. Whatever order you want to do it, you can do it, basically. and you get 4 actions instead of just 2 or 3, and it bugs the crap out of me that people are like, no, don't do that. I'm like, it makes Jabba easier, it makes all of them easier, like so much easier. So is Zorii Zeta and Omicron worth it? Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. That is like what really seals the deal. It makes it so she is completely like Imperial Trooper proof and like just absolutely destroying teams, because it gives a whole bunch of exposes, which feeds turn meter to the team and makes them go in circles, as well as, well, Rose is on the field. It basically guarantees you're going to wipe the other field just constantly, because as soon as Rose hits a basic, everyone has tenacity up, which translates to a 35% chance for expose at all times, which means that when anyone hits a full swarm, you're going to have a whole bunch of exposes trigger and get hit at the same time, pumping turn meter to the whole team and dealing insane damage to whoever you're focusing down. Oh. Is Zorii Zeta? Yeah, I heard that. Hey man, did a roster review, but you were in a hurry. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Apple had been waiting. Literally, I started typing before the stream started, so that way I'd have the message ready, and I immediately saw Apple come up with his little thing that said typing. I was like, okay. Hey, welcome, my friend. Should I recognize my cup with my Wampa? I mean, for the memes, absolutely, my friend. Okay, let's get back to this thing I got right here. What did Nooch do? Nooch is just saying that he thinks that you shouldn't do first order faster than Hux, first order officer. So, which it's just it's okay, lol. Yeah, it's something that I don't know if I know anyone else that agrees with that, because like Arnold does it that way, I do it that way. Like, everyone and their mother does it that way, and then, you know, there's that minority that's just like, oh yeah, no, you shouldn't do it that way. And it always confuses me, because it's like you're just losing out on more viability on your SLKR. So, hey, we don't shame people. Griffin, come on. Nooch is a friend. For more on Sunday. Heck yeah, Light Arc. How many Queen Padme shorts? Oh yes. How many Queen Padme shards do I have? 110. I don't care. I just, a character that requires 2 marquee characters and a character that I'm not that much of a fan of in the first place, like, it's not worth it to me to push that hard. But hey, I have a Boss Nass Cron, an SLKR Cron, a Cron for my Inquisitors. I have Crons. All of these are 15% max health and max protection Crons. Bye, the Destroyer Worlds. Oh, heck yeah, Jared Markham. Okay. Now we will actually do this roster review real quick. Okay, so Cup at Relic 8 is literally the best decision I've ever seen. Yeah. Guys, if you guys don't have a Relic 8 Cup, you need a Relic 8 Cup. Yeah, I'd like to get a First Order TIE Pilot Cron, but like the reroll materials are expensive, so. Hey, J-Man, I'm just gonna call you J-Man. I think I called you DX last time, but J-Man. Fair, Light Arc. Yeah, like, this is a wild roster. This is a wild roster, 100%. Like, if I were to sit here and look at this roster, I'd say go for SLKR, double down on SLKR, then go for Executor. But, you know, he's in it for the memes. A Relic 8 Cup. I'm pretty sure this is an alt account. Where is it? And then working on towards Gungans, which I think he has on his main account. No Finalizer. Did you not get the Finalizer bundle? Not enough finalizer. Okay, not enough. Got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is his alt. If I recall correctly, he's in Kyber for his main account. And he already has Gungans done, I believe. Including, I believe, on his main account, he has the same Omicron that I have, the Phalanx Omicron. The First Order TIE Pilot, so you got to keep in mind with the First Order TIE Pilot versus SLKR, it's better for some fights, not as good as for other fights, but I think in 3v3 it'll be the superior Kron, just due to the fact that you're going to have reduced damage because you don't have 5 people. But I could be wrong, so. Relic 7 is good enough, but I think he's one of the few characters where I'm like, he's so fun, a Relic 8 feels justified just for the fun of it. I also think that going to Relic 8 does help with certain counters, such as Leia. Like, this is pre-Datacron. If you have the Datacron, he beats everything at Relic 7. But Relic 8 helps with things like with Leia, as well as, you know, making Jabba more sustainable. Jabba's just a wee bit scary at lower Relic levels, so. Ugh. Okay. So, I honestly don't know if this guy actually needs a roster review or wants a roster review. I think he just wanted to show off his Relic Cup. But we'll go through anyways. I saw his Krek, so I know he's not sleeping on that. I'm sure he's not sleeping on his Zorii. Yeah, Zorii, Finn, Zeta. Like, finishing SLKR, obviously he's going for it now. Finishing SLKR is going to be big for this account. He already has the BAM ready to go. Did he buy any of the new bundles? No, he didn't buy any of the new bundles, so may do it for fun. Yeah, you just want to show it off. Fair enough, fair enough. Like, honestly, and I'm like looking at this account, like, I'm sure you have SLKR in the plans, and then you're probably going to go for Executor, and then following that you're going to go for JML or going into the Rebels. JML's obviously the closest, and then your side PP is of course Gungans. And so I don't really see any problems with this account, and I don't see any characters you're like truly sleeping on. Like, I'd like to see the CLS team get up at some point, but it's not as important as your SLKR or your Executor. So good job, dude. I love the Relic 8 Cup. I can't wait to see it Relic 9. Max crate on this current Galactic Challenge. I actually haven't checked what this current Galactic Challenge is. Or maybe I have. I don't remember. Oh, it's the stealth one. I don't have a team for stealth. I need to look up a good team for stealth. I've got the second to highest crate on it. But Relic Iden, lol. Okay, so the thing about Relic Iden. Iden is a great Relic character. But until you have a TIE Interceptor in your roster, it's not nearly as important. And so the moment that he has a TIE Interceptor and a TIE Bomber in here, it's like an automatic, what are you doing? You stop and you do that now. But because he doesn't even have a TIE Bomber or anything, I can see why he wouldn't. Yeah, Darth Maul lead requires a Zeta, though. Remodded Cup to go with Bane. Sith Assassin, Talon, Revan, Malak can do Red Crate with 1 battle. I might have to try Talon against it. Relic minimum for Savage solos. Technically Relic 3 is the minimum that you should be doing it. I find Relic 5 is kind of the perfect spot for things. You can take it up even higher with 0 problems. It's going to be nice no matter what. But Relic 5 is kind of my go-to when it comes to Savage. So okay, we're gonna start jumping into roster reviews. We don't actually have a lot of roster reviews today so far, and so that means we can be a little bit more liberal and not throw a timer on it. Should it start getting filled up, we will start putting the 5-minute timer up. Does Thrawn need Relic for the Empire fleet if you're not going for C? Not necessarily, Andrew. Basically it's just okay, hold on. Does this person have a TDC in their account? I would hope so, because Apple knows what they're doing. Yeah. So let's read this real quick. TIE Defender gains 10% evasion, 20% offense, and 30% max protection. Whenever TIE Defender gains resilient defense, recover 10% protection. At the end of its turn, if TIE Defender has special forces, it gains foresight for 1 turn. Whenever TIE Defender evades, it has special forces, recover 10% health, and gain 10% turn meter. And then right here, whenever the TIE Defender evades an attack, grant 10% turn meter to the allied capital ship, and an additional 10% turn meter if the TIE Defender has special forces. This effect is tripled for Empire capital ships. You're basically just feeding instant turns to your capital ship constantly, and the one point of having Thrawn is basically to call TDC to assist, heal up the team, and cause insta-kills. None of those need high levels for Thrawn. It just increases the speed in the opening play. That's about all you're looking for, is increasing the opening play. So it's not necessary as long as you have the TDC and the Interceptor to actually like relic up Thrawn. I would throw him at least to gear 12 because that only takes raid 1 currency, but it's not technically necessary. Oh. Hope my roster review makes the list. It should. I mean, as long as you threw it in the Discord. I have 2 mil GP. I'm in Chromium 3. Heck yeah, Lamey. Work with Bane just one day without saying a word. Yeah, next April Fools we'll get Bane working with Jar Jar. My Trey's getting mad holds on defense. Heck yeah, dude. If you want to roast by a cow, I mean, I'm down, Steve-O. Hey, Sirens, welcome, my friend. Okay, so kind of jumping in this roster, let's see what Appley had to say. I just want to know what teams to put on defense and offense now that I'm in a Rhodium. Ideally, I want a stronger offense to punch up against high GP. I mean, I would put various versions of Scoundrels. Yeah, various versions of Scoundrels and Resistance on defense and call it a day. So for instance, put like Bam with IG-11 and Queel. Put Dash Rendar with L3 and let me look at your Scoundrels. Dash with, I don't know, maybe Cara Dune. Yeah, I'd do probably Cara Dune and L3. You have an L3? I don't see an L3 in here, actually. Oh, you didn't get the full resistance bundles, did you? Yeah, L3's right there. Then, yeah, it'll just be Dash with kind of whoever you have left. So, Cara Dune and, you know, I don't know, Veteran Smuggler Han. Yeah, put Zorii on back wall for a nice surprise. But then I would go full in on offense. So you've got like a Savage, you have a Traya team, you have an Emperor Palpatine Mara Jade. Don't be afraid to break that up as well. It's something I don't see a lot of people doing, and it always surprises me because in 3v3 we have a lot of stuff that we can do with that. And so if you're struggling, you can break it up. You don't have enough teams, that's fine. You have a Darth Vader with your Star Killer and a random unaligned Force user or a random Jedi, and you have the Star Killers turned on. Darth Vader does some excellent work there. Or if it's a lower gear team overall, you can just throw Star Killer with basically whoever you have left among the requirements to get his Omicron turned on. So don't be afraid to break up teams. And then, you know, hopefully you have... Okay, so you have a FOSS Datacron. So that means you... Or not FOSS, Special Forces. Which means that you can basically put Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with FOSS and Special Forces TIE, which opens you up to have a Kylo Ren Unmasked team, a Phasma team, and a Kylo Solo all at your disposal, as well as a Hux. And so, like, you can split those up a ton. Like, you could do Hux, First Order TIE Pilot, Sith Trooper, Kylo Ren Unmasked with Kylo Ren to make sure that he can take out some Relic teams, if it's like a Relic Ewok and that kind of thing. So don't be afraid to break up your teams heavily. I think that's going to be the big thing for you. You know, have a Bosk, Grief Karga, Mandalorian team. But yeah, so don't be afraid to just like break up some teams and just kind of hide Zorii in the back wall and throw various resistance and scoundrels on defense. Is our Lord Cup. Super fast Traya, no one expects it. The thing is though, a super fast Traya is really not that fast in general. Do you think Padmecron with a cup can beat a GL? It's entirely possible. I've heard tales of the Padmecron taking down GLs, so. It's true, Big Ninja, especially in 3v3, they're a little harder to deal with in 3v3. In 5v5, it's a simple thing to do, like all kinds of stuff against the Starkiller team. But in 3v3, it becomes much more difficult to beat Starkiller. But he wants to go more offense heavy, so. So in the Discord, there's a section for roster reviews, and so we just go from top to bottom in here. So that is where you want to go, Zombu. If you need the Discord link, here, I can actually just get it to you guys right now. It's in the description always, but... There you go. Should I leave my Executor on defense? That depends on how, like, rough you're doing. Like, honestly, in Erodium, I loved putting my Executor as my only, like, main defensive thing and just taking my GL on offense. It seemed to be, like, the best thing I could do. Yeah, and 320s is good for Atreya. It's just... it doesn't really stop any of the counters that beat Traya. Like, if you don't have a Savage, that's still, you know, gonna be killed by, what's it called? Imperial Troopers. If it does have a Savage, then, you know, it's only gonna be killed by certain team compositions, and at that point, you know, the only thing you're winning is a mirror match with the high speed. So, I don't know. It's not a bad thing, it's just not the character that I would put a ton of speed into, personally. I've been practicing my BF2. Heck yeah, Eli. Welcome, my friend. For defense, I mean Executor, and then just, you know, like in 3v3, Phoenix Krex is not a great team. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad team necessarily, but it's not great either, so you could also throw that on defense, since it'll be something a little tricky for them to take out. But honestly, if you're going full offense, go full offense, dude. Like, it's better to be able to full clear at this point. Yeah, I mean, the Padme cheese only works if you have high speed. Like, that's the only way that that actually works. If your Gideon is not faster than the Traya team you're going up against, then it's not ever gonna win. Wampa, Savage, and Trayacron on a 3v3. Oh, that's so painful. Yeah, I like gas with both Rexes. I do like that. I also like Rex, 5s, and Krex. I think that's an excellent team in 3v3, especially because it takes advantage of the Omicron. But not everyone has gas or, you know, clone sitting in their roster. So exactly, Appley. Yep. And don't be afraid to break apart your teams to get the most out of your offense, especially with the Kron that you have. Okay, Wagey, are you here? We are looking at Wagey's account right now. What panic farm should I go for, and some GAC advice? Define GAC advice, my friend. Whale alert. Yeah, that's definitely a whale right there. Gidmay's gonna be OP with that Relicate Cup. Hey, Wagey. Okay, so panic farms. I will look for panic farms, but can you explain what you mean by GAC advice in general? Like, are you looking for offense, defense? Like, what are you looking for? Just better viability in GAC? Just do 10v10 to spice things up. You don't necessarily have any major panic farms where I'm like, oh no, that needs to be up. Like, you have some solid stuff already in your roster, and you've invested quite a bit into, like, the things that you need. We'll take a look at this. Yeah, you have your Dark Trooper Relic. You have yours at gear 12. Moff Gideon, solid. You're lacking in defense teams. Oh, let's take a look. I would assume that you're using Rey on defense. And then I would assume Zori's also on defense. If you're not feeling a crunch on offense, an excellent idea would be to put your Traya team on defense. If you want a really solid back wall, it's a great front wall as well, but a really solid back wall defensive team, Traya Savage team will give you some excellent holds or force them to use a GL period, basically, because the counters are just not fantastic against the team. And then, of course, you have your Qui-Gon Omicron, so I hope the Qui-Gon Omicron's going on defense to get you those nice holds. Obviously, it's a good offensive tool as well, but if you're worried about your defense, that's going to be an excellent cheesy defense. You have a Holdocron. Fincrons aren't the best, but they won't be bad in 3v3 just because 3v3 makes it hard to add in Holdo into a team. Do I think they should add a sandbox mode to Lammy? Absolutely. Yeah, testing out only functionality and everything would be great. But the thing is, yeah, that's a pretty Relicate Starkiller. Yeah, it is. Abso-freaking-lutely. Beautiful. The problem is, so way back when all of the streamers used to have these test accounts that they'd work together on, and they'd be able to use them to test out new things, and they all got banned, and it's because people were being able to test things as soon as they came out, which made it so that way the whales wouldn't have the edge in the game that they had. And so, you know, instead of going in and being like, oh no, what am I going to use against Jar Jar? They just use the test account to test out what to use against Jar Jar. And then you're just like, oh, sick. This is how you beat Jar Jar. And so it made it so that way people didn't have to figure it out the long way. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see the balance that they're striking to make sure that whales get an edge to some degree. Because if everything whales pay for just immediately gets countered, then what's the point of whaling? Piet, Gar-Saxon, Imperial Super Cannon, and Royal Guard betray easy. And not in 3v3. That's one too many people. Anakin goes with Padme. I mean... Let's see, where is it? Is it the meta report? I can never remember how to get to this. Jack meta. It's in the top 10, dude. In the top 10 for most holds in the game. And if we're looking for Padme here, nowhere here is there a Padme. Padme's just, it's like, people say they love Padme, and I get it because it's a cool team with cool mechanics, but the reason I don't relic Padme up is because Padme doesn't really have a home nowadays. Her whole team goes to either Anakin goes to Qui-Gon Jinn, and then everyone else goes over to JMK. On top of that, Padme doesn't have a good hold rate, and the reason for that is because a lot of people are like, oh no, Padme, what do I do? Relic 5 Malak solo. That's it. That's all it takes. And then all of a sudden you win. Like, it's too easy of a team to take out just really, really easily. If you have a high relic Savage, there's a chance you can solo it with that. You know, you have an Emperor Palpatine and a Mara Jade with no Star Killer, you're still going to wipe that team. Like, it's just a team that's very easily countered nowadays. And so it's just, I'd much rather see people putting that Qui-Gon with the Anakin. It has a much better hold rate. You're going to get more benefits out of using it. Throw either a Gidme with the whole Padme thing. That's the best way to use her right now. Or I would just suggest throwing her with whatever leftover Jedi you have. It's just, or Galactic Republic in general. It's just not a great team is the problem. Do you think she's better in Territory War than Gak? No. And the reason I say that is because even in Territory War, Jedi Knight Anakin is better with Keller and Beck. And Malak still solos her in Territory Wars. It just doesn't change anything. So yes, if you have a Padme Kron, obviously make a Padme team. And make a good Padme team, a bad Padme team. Regardless, it's going to be gross. But for the common man that probably doesn't have a Padme a Kron, especially this account where they don't even have a relic Padme, do the Qui-Gon Jinn. It's going to get you better holds, my friend. Yeah. The Kron changes things, of course, guys. But that's the thing, is we are measuring based off of just, you know, what people have. So, yeah, Sidious Solo does beat any Qui-Gon team, but they just wasted a Sidious Solo that can take down a lot more than just a Qui-Gon. You're about to get a Padme Kron, though? I mean, sweet, then do it. I mean, this guy doesn't even have a Gear 13 Padme, though, is the problem. So... hey Yotter, should you break JM? Yeah, no. If you have a Padme Kron and you have a JMK, use them together. It's gonna be disgusting. Don't break them apart. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, G-Dub, is like, I still to this day have not relicked up my Padme, because like I was originally going to relic her because she was good in the Sea Pit. That was the only reason I was going to relic her, because you can use her at Gear 12 to get gas. You don't need her up to relic levels for most GLs. Like, there's not really a point to relicking her up, and if you're looking at a Gidme cheese, she doesn't even need to be relic levels for that. You just need a fast Gideon with a Zeta. That's all you need. And so I don't know. It's difficult for me to ever tell people to relic Padme. Yeah, like, I'm not saying it's a bad team. I'm going to say that again and again. It's not a bad team. It's just the fact that it gets split apart so much. Like, it literally killed me the day that I had to put the Padme lead Zeta on, and it was just because my guild was pushing for the Sea Pit raid, and then, like, a month later, it was announced that the Sea Pit raid was being retired. And never have I been more depressed about a Zeta I spent. Like, I don't know. 3 relics on Galactic Republic, guess is going towards 3v3 Padme Kron. What's a good lead for Ahsoka of Fulcrum with Cal Kestis with Krons? I mean, Seer, obviously. Seer is the way to go. Is Arnold here? I have no idea. I mean, he's not in my DMs. I'm guessing Yotter's just making a joke because Arnold's name is Arnold T101, and so Yotter's calling me T100, so saying I am the, like, 0.5 version of Arnold. So, yeah, Yotter, that was a long time ago. That was, like, in a galaxy far, far away that meta was happening. Cup beats Jar Jar. Hey, Swag, welcome. Can we get a member to get a general community in here for Swag Frog, please? How paranoid are you about no news on the new raid? Every day we don't get any news, I go up by 0.2. I'm at 20 now. I'm not paranoid at all. I don't care when the raid comes out. When it comes out, it comes out. Until then, I'm fine autoing a current raid just to get rewards. mid to late game if you don't have anything else to work on, except there's always things to work. Yeah, exactly. Padme is a good counter to CLS. That is the worst argument I've heard, Lamey. Hey, look, behold. The fourth horseman of the apocalypse for CLS. This guy solos CLS unless they're a full relegate CLS, and then you just have to bring him up a couple relic levels, and then he still solos CLS. Like, better than usual waiting room. It's going, Swag Frog, you know. Do I care if no new raid this year? Honestly, no, I don't. Like, yeah, it's new content, but I want them to give people as much time as possible to both get Jar Jar as well as get things, because I feel like people's investment into these raids is being severely just shot in the foot. It's the same problem we've had with CG for years, which is the lack of communication in the game. Like, we were told, hey, we're coming out with a Omicron for this person for this raid, and we're like, oh, cool. And so people started applying it, and then it was like, oh, by the way, we're changing raids soon, so now that's not going to matter. And so it's like, oh, okay, what's the point? So Jawa's our most underrated team, though. On defense and watch the holds come. I really want a GAC Omicron or a new Jawa character, something like that. Like, oh, okay, hold on. I got something for you. Mando Tatooine. Here we go. There you go. Here is the new lead to Jawas. This is going to be the new leader to Jawas, and we'll bring them back into the meta. I am calling it right now. Anyway. Do you think clothes are going to be usable in the new Rainbow, or do you cut off on the Phantom Menace Republic tunes? I'm not sure. I want to say that they might not, but like, honestly, if they're looking to make money, they're probably going to say no. I'm just surprised we don't have Padme versus ELS is like watching paint dry. I'm just surprised we don't have a I mean, confirmation for the character list is obviously, but we don't have a GL for this raid, which is interesting. So if they add the entire Galactic Republic faction, it means that you can use JMK, but it also means JMK is not going to be good in this raid if it's anything like the thing we've been doing in Conquest, because JMK is all single fire damage, it's not AoEs. And so SLKR becomes really, really busted for it, but something like JMK is really not going to do that well. And so, like, I firmly think they could throw the Galactic Republic faction in its entirety, and it actually wouldn't affect the raid that much. So sorry, I'm getting a little behind because I'm taking the time to monologue so we can switch in between them. Yeah, gosh, I wish the new raids were all like interchangeable, like we could use get 3 or like it cycled like Arnold's been talking about. Like, I would love that. Should I Zeta Resistance Hero Finn before GAC? Like, it's a helpful Zeta. Is it necessary? Not necessarily. You have 160 Zetas to spend. Okay, we'll take a look through here to see if there's any Zetas that I would specifically say. I really haven't seen much difference with the Gungan Krons, but then again, I've only thrown it against JMK. We have a Jedi Jawa. Ugnaught, Cop, and Wampa on defense. I have been Jackson Reynolds, and it's especially great because you're here now. We get Dasan, Kyle Katarn's enemy. I actually don't know almost anything about Kyle Katarn. Dark Jedi tag, that'd be interesting. Ramp up mastery with Annie's AoE. Yeah, that's true, Yotter, that's true. I didn't think about the ramping mastery. That would pull Anakin. That'd be kind of interesting to see. Only funny. Okay, Jonathan, calm down. He started monologuing. There he was, had me on a silver platter. Anyways. Check Imp Troopers. Yeah, I'll check Imp Troopers. We already checked his Imp Troopers. They would rotate. I don't think I've ever seen anything about that, Big Ninja. There has to be a mastery limit, but that's the thing. That's only if they add JMK. If they don't add JMK, there's not really a point to adding a mastery limit because no regular team really ramps mastery. So that's like a GL only kind of thing. Okay, so I want you to put the First Order officer. I want you to put his Zeta on him. I'm kidding. He doesn't have a Zeta. But I would throw on this. Yeah, definitely throw on that Omega. That's a very nice Omega to be missing. Before the Great Dragon Raid came out. Before the dark times. Okay, let's take a look at your roster and just kind of check over if you have Zetas that are missing that I'm like, oh, bro, you shouldn't be missing that. Like, okay, so if you want some Zetas to spend, you could always drop Mother Talzin and Old Daka's Zetas to get your Night Sisters nice and sexy. There's a reason that I have them labeled as Night Mommies in my roster. If you have an extra Omicron, not a bad team to have in this roster for 3v3. It's good in 5v5 too, but in 3v3, First Order Officer or First Order TIE Pilots, Zeta and Omicron, make quite the banger team. Cop has to fight a team of 5 or 6 Dark Jedi. It would be perfect. Oh, there you go. Relic Order, Relic 9, Wampa, Relic 9 Cup, Relic 9 Ugnaught. Perfect. I love it, Lamey. Nothing to change. No notes. He needs the Omi on Iden. Like, it's not a bad Omi. It's not amazing Omi either. He has like a Relic Iden, doesn't he? Yeah. I'd rather see the Zeta on her, honestly. But either one. I mean, the problem is he doesn't have a team to go with Iden. Are you using Iden on this Veers team? Is that what this is that I'm seeing right here? You should probably start getting yourself an Iden team. It's a great team in general. You know, you have 7-star characters, and these are all Raid 1 characters. And so you could literally just start farming these guys up with Raid 1 currency. And just a Gear 12 team to go with Iden does a lot of work, trust me. And it baits out a Wampa if you're trying to throw it on defense. So, yeah, Iden, Zeta, and Omi. You relic her for your ship? Yeah, start making a team for her, dude. That's a team that you could put minimal investment in and get some good stuff. And then Mother Talzin and Old Daka are some excellent Zetas as well. Honestly, if you're looking for places to put your Zetas, I'd start putting them on like some of these teams that you kind of have sitting around. You know, you can throw the B2 Zeta on, you can throw the B1 Zeta on. You know, the Newt Gunray Zeta is excellent. It adds in, so every time you deal a debuff, it's going to hurt people. So, you know, overall, though, like, you don't have to spend your Zetas. But yeah, if I were to have this account right now, going back to that, if I were to have this account right now, I'd build a General Grievous team. I would build an Iden team, which is just get 1 currency. Same with General Grievous, technically. And then I would build a Newt Gunray team and kind of build out those 3 because you already have the stuff in your roster, and then build a Night Sister team. Because those 4, super easy, minimal investment, minimal Zeta investment. You have the Zetas to invest in them, and you're going to have some excellent teams for both 3v3 and 5v5. So those would be kind of my next 4 if I were to have this account. Do love the fact that you have an executor. Next big project, by the way, for this account would definitely be JML. And any Zetas on the CLS team are always going to be great. What is a Night team? A Night Sister team? The Night Mommies? Check Phoenix. What am I checking Phoenix for? Like, he could throw on, like, the Kanan Zeta, the Sabine Zeta. But, like, these are Zetas that would help in 5v5 more than 3v3. Oh, Newt team? Newt team's just really easy. It's literally just Newt Gunray, Count Dooku, and, like, Jango Fett. You just throw those 3 together. You know, add in whoever else you want. But it's just really good. And hold on. Let's pull up the data. Let's pull up the data. I have kept this in for too long, my friends. There it is. Qui-Gon Jinn counters. And then, well, let's go to Insights. 5v5 squads. Show latest season. We're looking at There's Qui-Gon. Okay, Anakin. Sounds good. That's all you really need. And then... So, this is a team that's a very common counter for this. You use it in 3v3, use it in 5v5, so a very common Qui-Gon Jinn counter is to use this team. Obviously, if I put show latest season, it's going to show remarkably less because people are using like the Keller and Betcron and things like that. But with the overall, it's about a 70% win rate, which is not too shabby. So, fairly common Qui-Gon Jinn counter. Ideal relic priorities for Night Sister Lightspeed bundle owners. Relic priorities. Honestly, if you're gonna relic them up, I don't think you really need to. You can relic up your Daka if you're worried about her dying. You're at the point where you can't really play Paper Mario with your zombie, and so honestly, it's more of just getting yourself a relic Marin. ASAP. That's kind of the big thing that I would suggest for these guys, because like these guys at this relic level will kill off basically anything you want to with like 100% win rate. If you're going to go up against Jabbas, I'd start working towards getting them to relic 5 and kind of leaving them at relic 5 in that area. But any other counter, like you're trying to do the Zorii counter, you can technically do the Zorii counter at gear 12 and it becomes even better at relic levels. And so like, you know, you are not going to make it in time, Nodman. It starts today, and so today are the times. But Jango's need to take out JMK. Underman it. Dude, any kind of Newt Gunray team works. Like you have a lot to play with here. Like do a Newt Gunray B1 and I don't know Droidica. I don't care. Just Newt Gunray with some people is excellent. So. Relic 7 Massage isn't a bad thing. The problem is people love the idea of Asajj ramping, and I love the idea of her ramping as well. But like, it doesn't really make you overcome anything specifically, which has been the major problem and why no one really applies the Omicron nowadays, is because it doesn't actually do that much. Like, it's not going to change the fact that you're still going to have to like two-shot Jabba. Like, it doesn't change much. Can I use a new lead with Trench? Please do. Please. I will give you a cookie, Otter. Please. Make a Master Qui-Gon kit reveal before Anno gets those views up, boy. I mean, I'll go through it with you guys if you want. I don't mind doing that. Sorry, I've been getting off topic with you guys. How many Zetas on the Night Sisters? 4? Honestly, you only need... The only ones you actually need, basically, are... Mother Talzin, Old Daka, and Marins, and then after that, all the rest of them are kind of auxiliary. Like you can add them, and they're going to be great, but it's not going to be like ground shaking. So, but yeah, also Nodman, just because you're missing the GAC season doesn't mean you're missing the whole season. It just means you're missing this week's lock-in. You have next Monday and the following Monday to get to level 85 to get in a week of Grand Arena. So, I haven't paid attention to any of the details except for the fact that he rolls dice. Yeah, I literally haven't watched any of the kit reveals. I've been so busy today. Newt B1 Jango is good. There you go. He rolls the dice and cheats. I love it. Okay. We'll jump into the kit, and then we will kind of circle back around, and we will get to Arda. I promise, Ardahan, we will get to you. But yeah, hopefully those 4 teams kind of gave you an idea where to drop some Zetas and to drop some team stuff. And I hope you start using your Qui-Gon Omicron a little bit better. So, it's so interesting to see a pay to win in here. Okay. Wait, no, hold up. Has he not? He hasn't. That's wild. I have never seen him not hop on a kit reveal in the first, like, hour. I already know he's at an event. I just figured he'd pull something like he did at the lake. That one time that he did a kit reveal. But yeah. Me and Arnold have been talking about a possible collab. Anyways, let's take a look at this kit. And then why am I even going through this? I'm just gonna go through the I almost want to like try and copy Arnold's style of doing things and make a kit reveal just because he's gone with his style. Okay, so just over his intro and post, perfect. I gotta like completely unscrew my mic. Okay, so Qui-Gon Jinn. I'll go through this and honestly, I'll record with you guys here on stream. And you guys will be popping up in the side. So, let's see. Master Qui-Gon Jinn's going to be a support, which is what we kind of figured. Willing to take the risk to help empower his allies and punish the enemies. Okay, something I absolutely love about CG, and I love that they're exploring a little bit more, is flavor. I love the flavor of the characters that they make, and I love how they play into them. So, look at the second special. Oh yeah, I know. I'll take that bet. I love that so much. Okay. Doing iceberg video. Okay, draws the attention of the enemy by stealthing his allies if there is no decoy. I'm guessing that's only under Quadmay's lead. Keeping an eye out for opportunities to roll a chance cube that can deal special damage based on increased max health, increased protection. Why is the dice mad? This dropped at like noon today. Like I saw it dropped while I was at work, and I was like, oh. He boldly supports his allies by giving defensive capabilities with his territory war Omicron. Qui-Gon Jinn is an iconic character, so he jumped at the opportunity to get another version in the game. Fair enough. I mean, Qui-Gon is a hugely beloved character. Chose the name Master Qui-Gon for the unit. That is how Obi-Wan referred to him as many scenes. Yeah. Well, appropriate from his time protecting Queen rather than fighting a war for her. Yes. Poncho. Okay. I'm gonna say something when I make the video. Hold on. He'll assist the Jedi who attack during this turn, so pairing him with another Jedi that assists frequently will maximize his number of attacks. Gets a Poncho and not Cal. Yeah, Yoder. I think that's always been kind of on the back burner for us. Chicken. How do we get him? It's gonna be a marquee. Yep. Can the chance cube ever come up? Currently, no. Currently. Oh gosh. Okay, so first one, Ataru Strike. This has always been something interesting to me. So for those of you who don't know this, this is a super nerd moment for me, but Ataru is the acrobatic form, and Qui-Gon actually uses a form of Ataru that's less acrobatic, and so it's always been curious for me to see this. The new counter to Geos is Qui-Gon Omi. Deal special damage and inflict breach. Really? Okay. During Master Qui-Gon's turn, all Galactic Republic allies with heal over time or protection over time. So only in Quadme, basically. Gain defense up. If Master Qui-Gon has accuracy up, all Galactic Republic allies recover 10% health and protection. Hey, can someone look this up while I'm going through this? What Galactic Republic allies give accuracy up? Because if it's more than just Quadme, this might actually have a use in other places. Okay, we got feel, use your instincts. Feel, use your instincts. Dispel all buffs on target enemy. Nice. If target enemy had any buffs dispelled this way, inflict them with buff immunity and remove turn meter. Very nice. If the allies in the leader slot was Quadme at the start of battle, Master Qui-Gon exposes all enemies for 2 turns, and if an enemy is inflicted with doubt, stun them for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Master Qui-Gon gains 100% defense for 2 turns. And legendary battle meditation for 1 turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If no allies are taunting, all other non-galactic legend Galactic Republic allies stealth for 2 turns. If an ally is taunting, all non-galactic legend Republic allies gain speed up for 2 turns. This ability can't be evaded. So I'm curious about this because I'm trying to figure out if this is all one thing. And then the rest of this is another section where it doesn't have to be under Quadme. Because if that's true, this character actually might be good with other teams. Draws blood, examines the midi-chlorians of the enemy. Kit Fisto gives accuracy up. Wild. I guess we could use that to our advantage. I mean, if Master Qui-Gon has accuracy up, then all Galactic Republic... I mean, that can help on maybe a Qui-Gon Jinn team. Like the Omi Qui-Gon. Okay, I'll take that bet. Roll a chance cube. If the result is red, this ability has no effect. If the result is blue, deal special damage based off 5% of max health, 2% per stack of Queen's Protection to all enemies. Dispel all debuffs on Galactic Republic allies. Master Qui-Gon gains 25% max health and max protection, stacking for a max of 100%. For the rest of the encounter, an ally Padawan Kenobi gains 30% offense for 2 turns. If the ally in the leader slot is Quadme, there is no active ally Handmaiden decoy. She gains critical damage up and foresight for 2 turns. If there's an active Handmaiden, gain 25% max. Oh, the decoy gains 25% max health and max protection for the rest of the encounter. Very cool. And all Galactic Republic allies gain tenacity up and tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. Master Qui-Gon will influence the outcome of the chance cube rule. Yeah, so it always hits blue. I think it's really funny, the fact that they say, if the result is red, it has no effect, even though in the movie that freed his mother. Like, who cares? Hey, Donovan Meza, welcome, welcome. Just like me, for real. 30% of 0 is still 0. Oh gosh. They need to add Agent Kolar. Should be summoned to the enemy's field as a summoned ally. That'd be hilarious. Okay, Unique, stay close to me. At the start of the battle, whenever Galactic Republic allies are stunned, they gain defense up and are immune to turn meter reduction for a turn. For a turn, that's interesting. I think this is the first kit we've seen like temporary turn meter reduction immunity. Whenever any other Jedi ally attacks during Qui-Gon Jinn's turn, he assists once per turn. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, all Republic allies gain 30% protection up for 2 turns. All Galactic Republic attacker allies recover 10% health, gain advantage for 2 turns, and ally Padawan Obi-Wan gains critical damage up for 2 turns. Because okay. While enemies are inflicted with tenacity down, they have minus 30% crit damage and defense. Yay! Even more of a reduction to damage. The first time any Galactic Republic ally, excluding summons, falls below 50% health, the ally in the leader slot is Galactic Republic. The leader takes a bonus turn and dispels all debuffs on the leader. and all Galactic Republic allies gain 25% max health until the end of the encounter. The ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala at the start of the battle. She gains 25% turn meter, 50% if there's an active ally, Padawan Obi-Wan. And Master Qui-Gon assists whenever she uses her basic. Interesting. Territory War Omicron basically can't be used with JMK like everything from these guys. Start of the encounter, all allies gain 50% max health, 100% max health. The ally is Queen Amidala for the rest of the encounter, defense up for 3 turns. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, he gains foresight and 10 speed, stacking max 50 for 2 turns. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is defeated and all allies gain 50% offense for 2 turns to recover 100% protection, the ally leader slot in Galactic Republic, then they have less Master Qui-Gon's bonus. Okay, so if the ally leader slot is Quadme, attacks out of turn, they deal 50% more damage. Jeez. Removes 25% turn meter and flexibility block for a turn, which can't be evaded on target enemy. Whenever Master Qui-Gon gains a legendary battle mutation on non-galactic legend, tanks are inflicted with healing immunity and protection disruption for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Gosh, these Omicrons are getting... this is getting out of hand. Ugh. This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. Like, holy crap. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Otter. That's very wordy. Okay. So, Swooshy coming out with the $2. This makes Keller and Beck best team in the game in Territory Wars. Honestly, you're probably not wrong. Okay, so, this is actually really, really interesting. Yeah, my brain turned off halfway through all that. A lot of text that makes no sense. Neomoidian. Yotter. If you hold on, let me see if I can find this. Oh, can I find the original? Oh, in the original, they called it a space Chinese accent. It made me laugh so hard. Okay. Hinge profile. I'm gonna make so this week I am going to make a Discord channel and let basically everyone in the Discord finish up my Hinge profile, and we will get it out there and start using it. I promise. Okay, so overall, max health to all enemies to sell all debuffs on Galactic Republic and for the rest of the encounter. Okay, honestly, okay. Breach on target enemy. Breach isn't gonna matter too much. But accuracy up. It's gonna give recover 10% health and protection. Okay, and then dispelling all buffs on target enemy, and then buff immunity, remove turn meter. Wait, nematode? Isn't that the name of the species? Finally done setting defense. It's so bad. I'm really curious about the rest of this. Like, this is just its own thing, so this ability can't be evaded. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out one thing in this. Defense up and immune to turn meter reduction for 1 turn. That's not going to matter for what I'm thinking. Whenever attacks during Master Qui-Gon's turn, he assists, which doesn't matter. Whenever it's critically hit, 30% protection up for 2 turns. Tenacity down. Who gives tenacity down? Does anyone know anyone that gives tenacity down besides this team? Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about, Yada. I'm talking about Galactic Republic. Thank you, though. Okay. How long until Swag's review? Did Swag put in for a roster review? I don't see Swag in here. Okay, so... Okay, he's there. I'll take a look in a second. So I'm going to start doing these kit reveals a little bit differently, and that's why I'm taking a second to kind of read through the kit and understand it. Because I feel like reading through these wordy kits is not interesting at all. Like, to me, it's just not. And so I'm sure Arnold will come in and give us a full read through like he does. But yes. Yo, this song rocks out. It's not copyrighted. Good point. I don't know. It reminds me of like Irish rock that I used to listen in high school. I hate reading through these, especially because my throat is not the most hydrated today. So, ping-a-ling to you and... Oh yeah, there he is. He's near the bottom of the list. We'll get to him eventually. You guys are so helpful. Thank you. Jawa, Scavenger, and Chewbacca. Okay. Okay. Can I get this like full screened? Open image in new tab. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yes, there's a reason that I'm opening that up. Until I use them. Yeah, fair enough, D8. And that's what I'm hoping to do. And that's why I wanted to take a second and read through this. Let's read ourselves a Kit Fisto. I'm missing H, but it doesn't matter. TFS gonna grant all allies potency up. Allies gaining 25% tenacity. It wasn't potency up. We needed tenacity up, right? Is it potency up? No, it's accuracy up. I'm looking for accuracy up. Who gives accuracy up? Calcustis. Okay. What does he do it on? Good chance. I'm not seeing accuracy up anywhere. Is it part of this? I bet it's part of the Omicron. Queen Amidala, Scarif. Okay, so the basic's not going to work. Good to know. The basic just won't work. Got it. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, Otter. Fix It Neon music? I have no idea who Fix It Neon is. Please use me with Quadmate. Obviously. Okay. So, and then what was the other one that he could take advantage of it? I mean, it was like doubt and stuff like that, so that's not going to matter nearly as much. Okay. I have a pitch for you guys, and I think it's an interesting pitch, and I'm going to make this video, and so we're going to record together. All 48 of you and me. I'm going to give my classic intro. It's really tempting to try and... it's really tempting just to do a 100% Arnold intro. Okay. Oh. Just pull up Arnold's kit reveal video and mouth sync to it. Okay, let's listen for a second. Let's listen. Let's see if we can find a kit reveal. Obi-Wan kit reveal.
You fancy looking Coneheads. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, droids, all you fancy looking Coneheads out there. Let me tell you, you're watching Arnold Holiday News, the only news you'll ever need. Be
Okay. I don't know if I can pull this off, especially with my throat the way it is, but we're gonna try something stupid, guys. And it either works or it doesn't, and I love that. He called us Coneheads. Okay. I can't reveal before Arnold, big W. Okay, here we go, guys. Sorry, this is actually, like, stressed me out. I don't know what Fix It Neon is. I genuinely don't. Is that what he uses in his? I don't know. Okay. Okay, here we go, everyone. You guys ready? You guys ready? Okay. This is gonna be so bad, Big Ninja. It's gonna be so bad. Okay. Look at the Discord, I got you, bro. Oh, gosh. Hold on. I got this. Can I pull this off? Stall harder. Oh, come on. Oh, it's not coming off. Okay, I don't want to work out trying to get that figured out. I don't know. Is this? I don't know if this is copyright is the problem, Yotter. Otherwise, I'd 100% be like, yeah, let's do this. But I just don't know if it's copyright. He might just have permission to use it. I don't know. Okay. This is probably going to take a couple tries, and I apologize for that, guys. I don't know if I can get through his intro, but... Oh, the stress, dude. The stress. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids, to the Arnold HoloNet news. The only news you'll ever need, because you have no choice. I'm kidding. Arnold hasn't done a kit reveal yet, but you're here at the Beaver Dam, where it's the best place to be you've ever been. I'm trying my best here to be Arnold. Anyways, we have the full face cam. Oh, going into our Qui-Gon kit reveal. So we're here live with our beautiful friends here at the Beaver Dam, and we're going through the Qui-Gon kit reveal, and there's a lot of words here and a lot of stuff that's supposed to work with Quadme and that kind of thing. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna go through the whole kit just because it is a lot of words. First things first, though, there is some huge news here. Absolutely huge. I think we just got a little hint of what's going on in CG's head. So everyone put on your tinfoil hats and we'll take a look. I'm trying my best to do Arnold here. But, like, honestly, this made me laugh really hard to think about. The poncho. They have a note in here about the poncho. Seriously, we want alternate versions of characters to have fairly distinct looks. And this was a look from Phantom Menace that we thought would appeal to our players. Okay, I 100% think that this is confirmation that the next GL is going to be GL Darth Tyrannus. They've officially made it so we can get characters that are from the same era, but are different character. And what could we possibly give Darth Tyrannus to give him a beautiful look that would be noticeable to everyone? And that is the exquisite pajamas. This is the next GL, confirmed, my friends. Oh. So yes, I think that Darth Tyrannus wearing exquisite pajamas is the next GL. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Period. So this character is a support. We got the support. That's pretty obvious. That's what a lot of people were speculating on. It's an interesting kit, to be sure. I love the flavor that CG's puts into kits, and they've just been rolling with it ever since Jar Jar. Tons and tons of just flavor. But jumping into our overall first ability, Ataru Strike. It's a lot of text, but none of it applies to most of us. Deal special damage, inflict breach on target enemy for 1 turn. During Master Qui-Gon's turn, all Galactic Republic allies with heal over time, protection over time, which is basically the Quadme team, gains defense up for 1 turn. If Master Qui-Gon has accuracy up, all Galactic Republic allies recover 10% health and protection. Also kind of a Quadme only thing. So it's mostly just a basic to be a basic for most of us, which is unfortunate because I was hoping that he would fit a little bit better with other Galactic Republic. I know we saw Pay to Win, Padawan, and Obi-Wan do the same thing, but regardless, feel, use your instincts. Got this first special here, dispel all buffs on target enemy. We do love a buff dispel. Target enemy had any buffs dispelled this way, inflict buff immunity for 1 turn, and remove 50% turn meter. I do think this will be important going forward, so keep an eye on it. All the rest of this is if an ally leader slot was Queen Padme. I'm curious how much of it is, but at the start of the battle, Master Qui-Gon exposes all enemies for 2 turns, so kind of think Zorii kind of thing. If an enemy is inflicted with doubt, stun them for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. And then it's a period right here, so it makes me curious if this section will work without the Quadme leader. I don't know. Master Qui-Gon gains 100% defense for 2 turns and legendary battle meditation, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If no allies are taunting, all other non-galactic legend or Galactic Republic allies stealth for 2 turns. If an ally is taunting, all non-galactic legend Galactic Republic allies gain speed up for 2 turns. It doesn't mention the decoy at all in this, so I really want to hope this is something we can take advantage of. And also this ability can be evaded. It's nice. It's nice. Okay, I'll take that bet. This is you know, hey, we're betting on slavery here. Are we gonna free the mother, or are we gonna free the son? Roll a chance cube. If the result is red, this ability has no effect. They have said it can only roll blue, so this was just a fun little thing that they did. It can only roll blue because he influences it with the Force. So the result is blue. Deal special damage based on 5% of his max health, which is great, plus an additional 2% per stack of Queen's protection to all enemies. So some solid damage overall regardless, just because of that 5% is nice. Dispel all debuffs on Galactic Republic allies, also super nice. Love a cleanse. Master Qui-Gon gains 25% max health and max protection, meaning the next time he hits this, he's going to deal more damage. Max of 100%, so after using this ability 4 times, he'll hit his max. For the rest of the counter, ally Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi gains 30% offense for 2 turns, which is awesome. If the ally in the leader slot is Quadme, this is where we start to get to the things that just don't work with other teams. And there's no active Handmaiden, crit damage up and foresight up for Quadme. If there's an active Handmaiden, the decoy gets increased max health and max protection till the end of the encounter. And then all Galactic Republic allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns and inflict tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. Master Qui-Gon will influence the outcome of the chance cube. It will always be red, or it'll always be blue. It will always do nothing. No, it will always be blue. So this is actually where I got super excited reading through the kit. I don't know how much of the people here in chat just like saw how excited I got reading this, but there's a lot of words here, and so I'm not gonna kind of like read through the whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of give the clip notes as much as I can. So whenever a Galactic Republic ally is stunned, they gain defense up and are immune to turn meter reduction for 1 turn, which is interesting to have a short immunity to turn meter reduction. I don't think it's going to be important in the thing that I'm thinking of. But then whenever any other Jedi ally attacks during Master Qui-Gon's turn, he assists once per turn. This is to call out Padawan Obi-Wan. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is critically hit, all Republic allies gain 30% protection up for 2 turns. I think this is where it starts to shift into something where I'm like, oh, Padme might have a team again without Jedi Knight Anakin. I'm so excited because this is something that I can't get behind, relicking Padme for so long. And so the fact that they might have a team without Jedi Knight Anakin gets me so pumped. So let's keep going. You're going to see why I'm saying this. All Galactic Republic attacker allies recover 10% health, gain advantage for 2 turns, and then ally Padawan Obi-Wan, who cares, gains critical damage up for 2 turns. Not everyone's going to have that. While enemies are inflicted with tenacity down, they have a minus 30% crit damage and defense, which is going to work great with the Padme team. The first time any Galactic Republic ally, excluding summons, falls below 50% health. This sounds like Jedi Knight Anakin, my friends. If the ally in the leader slot is Galactic Republic, the leader takes a bonus turn, dispels all debuffs on the leader, and all Galactic Republic allies gain 25% max health until the end of the encounter. Which means every time anyone on the Padme team hits 50% health, Padme takes a turn, and which means it'll wipe out like the whole, oh, Imperial troopers take it down if it doesn't have Jedi Knight Anakin. No, it won't, because then Padme takes a turn, full swarms, and kills off one of your Imperial troopers, and all of a sudden you're screwed. Like, this is going to be absolutely amazing for people that are running Padme that want to be able to use their Qui-Gon Omicron. So I'm actually super excited for this for a lot of people that are not going to be getting Padme. So on top of that, if the ally leader slides Padme at the start of the battle, she gains 25% turn meter, 50% if there's an active Obi-Wan, and then Qui-Gon assists whenever she uses her basic. Territory War Omicron that just basically makes them absolutely busted. Increase 50% to 100% health, defense up, and then he gains even more busted stuff whenever he's critically hit. And then, if there's a Padme, just dealing some insane stuff, including ability block whenever a Galactic Republic ally attacks at a turn. And then whenever he gains Legendary Battle Meditation, all non-Galactic Legend tanks are inflicted with healing immunity and protection disruption for 1 turn, which is wild. Oh gosh, it's wild, to be sure. But I definitely think this guy is going to be very, very interesting when it comes to using with our Padme. And I definitely think this is showing us that we will be getting our Darth Tyrannus. I think I said that right, in our exquisite pajamas, and that's what I care about. But overall, looks like a really interesting character to go with Padme, but I think he might have some uses outside of it, and that's what I'm excited for. I think this could make Padme semi-viable on defense for people that love their Padme teams and don't want to give up their Jedi Knight Anakin. I think this will be a good substitute for that. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the kit. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on how it will do with Padme, but more importantly, can you think of any other places this could go? Because I could see it going for a, for a Qui-Gon team with the Omicron as well. I think I'd prefer separating it to Jedi Knight Anakin to Qui-Gon and then having this beautiful Qui-Gon over on Padme. I think that'd be an excellent separation if you don't have a Padme. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, Arnold already got his out. Sad. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to post that because I think it's hilarious. Five minutes ago. Here, if we upload it now, we can pretend that we got it out first. Okay, I just gotta whip up a quick PNG and then we're good. A really interesting kit, to be honest. Like, you know, Beaver was for. Oh gosh. Okay, let me whip something up really quick just so that way we can upload. Let's see. I need the. Oh, it's in the assets. That's right. Let's go. I actually don't think it is in the assets. So let's just grab. There it is. Go up to the top. Okay, give me just a sec, guys, and I will be with you. I want to get this out just for fun. Especially if Arnold's online. I think he'll get a kick out of this. Hopefully he doesn't get mad at me because I think that would be hilarious. Okay. There's that. Open that. Grab that. I don't know what that was. That was weird. I wish I had the time to do some silly stuff of like making trying to like copy Arnold's font and everything. I think that'd be hilarious, but unfortunately I just want to get this out and get it out to people and just have some fun. But hopefully you guys at least enjoyed it. I don't know if anyone will actually watch this video because kit reveals tend to just not be the most watched thing by any means. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed it at least. Okay, there we go. Uploading now. Just gotta add Galaxy of Heroes. And there we go. Okay, perfect. We're good, guys. Bye, Appley. I'll miss you. Oh, dude, Arnold's old outfit. That I miss the Grand Admiral. That's for sure. It's great to be in the Beaver Dam today at the end. Yes, Arnold's songs are on Spotify. That's originally how I used to listen to them. Like he was my #1 artist last year on like the Spotify Wrapped petition. You don't have to petition. I'll just play it. Whoops, click the wrong one. Soon I will have more stuff for my setup, so that way my my transitions will be smoother, I promise. Delete his and repost yours. Oh my gosh, guys, Rabbit Beaver just uploaded a new video. Oh gosh. Okay, let's jump back into roster reviews. I apologize, guys. We've been jumping around a bit. Monthly mod RR tonight? Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Bombardment. If you want to throw in your throw yourself into the roster review, waiting for roster review chat, then yeah, absolutely. If you're here, I'm assuming you are because I just saw your name. Yeah. I can't join stream for another half an hour. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I will plan for 8 p.m. then. What team for Galactic Challenge? I don't know. What did I use? I think I used just Sith with Sith Eternal. I have no idea. Yeah, I just used Sith with Sith Eternal. If you have Talon, I think Talon's the go-to. Okay, so jumping it back into your guys' roster review. I apologize, guys. It's been a little interesting. I've had a lot of fun though. Arda, are you here, Arda? Jeez, dude. Hold on, J-Man. We haven't gotten through Arda. There you go, Arda. Arda answered your question and told us that he's here. Like a beast. Ooh, Ray with R2. That's actually a good point, Griffin. I might do that for the stealth. That'll be really easy for me to finish stealth. Geos and SLKR. Oh gosh. Okay, Arda said working on Inquisitors, slow farming on Ufu and Gungans. Okay. Are Inquisitors for your guild, I'm guessing? Or do you have a Riva already? This looks like an account that might actually have a Riva already. Nope. Okay, so you're just getting it up for your guild and the fleets and everything. I'll get Bane and Quad May after this conquest. Very nice. Should I change farm priority or should I stick with it? Yes, for guilds and their ships. So does that mean you have enough shards for the scythe? Okay. Well, let's check your Galactic Republic. I'm gonna throw up a vote for you guys real quick. I already know what you're gonna say, but I might as well ask. Okay, what do you guys want to listen to while we do roster reviews? Do you want to go with our Kyber, just kind of quiet, or do you want to do just normal music for now and just kind of bop? Okay, so your pay to win isn't there, so I'm not going to put Quad May on your list. Not until we know for sure where we're going with her. Okay, you guys have 10 seconds, not even 3 seconds to finish up, and then I'm going to close the poll. Okay. It looks like normal today. Okay. Sounds good. We can even show you guys a couple fun songs. I'm excited for QAD1. QAD1? I'm confused. We are chilling, exactly. Okay. Pretty soon, actually, within the next week or so, I'll be switching over to Foley music that is like not just non-copyright, but it's people that I know. So it'll be a fun time. Yeah, Quad May after Conquest. Okay. Day 1 Quad May. I got it. So that's what you're saying. Okay, so queso means cheese in Spanish. Let's just make sure you're finishing your farms. I'm gonna assume you are with an account like this. Okay, I'm not necessarily worried about your farms, These are the 2 most slept on factions. We'll check the number 3 most slept on faction. Yeah, you even have a Relic Dark Trooper. I'd like to see a higher Relic Iden Versio and a higher Relic Dark Trooper when you have time. I definitely think it's worth it, dude. Let's kind of just take a stroll down memory lane and take a look and see if you're sleeping on any of the fleets. You're working on your echelon, it looks like. You have the BTLB already and are ready to start going for Marauder. I would like to see a higher Relic BAM. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that your path isn't necessarily a bad path, especially considering Inquisitorius gets you good fleets, as well as gets you good things for your guild. I think you're on the right path overall. The one thing I'm worried about is I'm seeing a lot of low relic characters. I'm seeing things like Wampa at Relic 3. I'm seeing Darth Malgus at Relic 3. I'm seeing pilots at Relic 1 like BAM. And with an account this large, it's kind of getting to the point where you should be high relicing characters, where you're like, you have a Relic 7 BAM, you have a Relic 7 IG-88, you have, you know, a Relic 5 to a Relic 7 Iden Versio, where you're making your fleets a priority and making them absolutely banger. So that way you can afford to do the triple middle finger, throw all of your meta fleets on defense, and then just go all in on offense with off meta. So I would love to be able to see that kind of thing, but I am seeing some low relic levels overall. So I would like to see a focus on that. My one addendum to your overall farming plan is the moment that you get Darth Bane, you should be having him at Relic 8. So I want you to start saving up gear right now and start getting him to Relic 8. I don't care if you don't have the Datacron. It doesn't matter. That's still a Lord Vader counter. That's a Leia counter. That's a SLKR counter that you are just going to leave in your roster if you leave it sitting there. And I don't want to see that happen because it's too good of a character to get up because you have plenty of leftover Sith to use with him. So I definitely think that's what you should be doing. So basically keep going on your current path. As soon as you get Bane, jump him up to Relic 8. And then side tangent is going to be trying to get some of these low relic levels, especially the pilots like Iden. Who was that other one we just looked at? Iden and BAM. Definitely should be Relic 5 at least. But start working on some of these low relic characters that you have lying around, especially the pilots, and get them up to at least Relic 5, if not higher. But overall, I don't see a problem with your account. Like at this point, you're getting to the point where it's oops all peepees, and so you want to shore up some holes, make sure your fleets are fine. But then after that, you can go passion project to passion project and really enjoy the game. So yeah, no problem, Arda. Okay, next up is J-Man. Are you still here, J-Man? I know we shattered all your hopes and dreams because you thought it was your turn. But hopefully you stuck around because I would really enjoy looking at your roster and helping a brother out, you know? Okay, just got SLKR. that's all you gave me. Got it. I see the SLKR. Let's see your Zetas. Stasis Strike, Leader. I would have gotten Galactic Legend instead of Furious Onslaught, but if you're going to be able to get another Zeta before you get to your Relic levels, then I don't mind this whatsoever. It's just Galactic Legend, Supreme Leader, and Stasis Strike is basically all you need to do the entire event. But I'm not saying Furious Onslaught is a bad Zeta. They're all great Zetas. Every GL should get every Zeta, honestly. You can usually leave out the basic for a while, but solid. Okay. Interesting. It looks like you've been playing a long time because I see a lot of characters that are Gear 12 with a lot of Zetas, but they're not necessarily finished. So it's always interesting to see accounts like this. Immediately, you do have a Finn Zeta, and I'm guessing if you have a Finn Zeta, you have to have a Zorii lying around. You do have a Zorii lying around. Oh, I really wish you could get these Zetas, but I get it. SLKR comes first. Got that one bad Zeta where you can't get taunts. It's not a bad Zeta is the thing, though. Like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's press the advantage. It's this one right here. It's not necessarily a bad one because basically if you don't get that one, he's not immune to stagger, which means that Star Killer can run a turn meter train around him constantly. You don't even have to kill Hux to do it. All you got to do is hit him with a stagger and then hit an AoE, and all of a sudden you have free reign on turn meter for a bit. So like it's not it's not a bad Zeta by any means. A lot of people do say that, but like it stops Star Killer, it helps out stopping Jedi Knight Revan. Like I don't think this is a bad Zeta. President Yi. I don't know. I mean, I run SLKR offensively. Yeah, there you go. With an offensive SLKR, I don't think it matters. Yes, Arctic Gaming. But as a defensive team, it becomes problematic. And especially in like the current age where we have this Datacron where people are going to start putting him on defense, I think it will become problematic that people don't have that. An Amidala ship for next conquest? I doubt it. Honestly, I doubt it. Whatever we're going to get is going to be on theme with the capital ship, and we're probably looking at a Clone Wars era capital ship. Whatever it might be, that's everyone's theory. And so my current theory, let's see, let me think about this. If we're going to go light side, there's one that I have a hope for, but I know it won't happen, which is Anakin's old Starfighter, and get gas Anakin's old Starfighter from the old 2D Clone Wars. I'd love to see that. But I'm going to guess if we're getting Trench's ship, the Conquest unit is going to be... I can't remember the type of ship she flies, but Asajj Ventress's ship. I think that'll be the ship that we get to go with whatever separatist, like, Trench capital ship we get. Anyways, getting back to your roster, though. So, obviously, the Savage needs to come up to Relic 5, like, ASAP. Like, it does so much more when he's at Relic 5, 100%. For the next capital ship, I'd be surprised if they did the Nubian Starfighter, because the Nubian Starfighter is massive. Like, it's not a small ship. Like, we don't have a ship that's the size of the Nubian freighter that they have. I guess technically Ebon Hawk's fairly large, but Ebon Hawk's still like it's still freighter size versus like the Naboo, the Nubian freighter that they have is literally massive, like full on quarters and stuff, not just like, you know, everything crunched together. So I don't know. Okay, hold on. We're gonna try this. Boss Nass kit reveal, maybe? I think it's during this one. No, it's not here. Where is it? Where did they mention it? What character's kit did they mention it? It was one of the first ones this year. I can't remember who it is. And one of the kit reveals, they asked, are we going to get an N1 Starfighter? And Tusken Meatball's response was, I'm fighting for it. Like, it didn't sound like it was on the plan. I can't remember where that is. But, anyways. Okay, so if I'm looking at this account, you're getting SLKR, which is fantastic. I want you to have an Executor. Do you have an Executor? No. I think that's your next major project that you should be doing on the side, is working on finishing yourself a Executor. Because SLKR, Sith Eternal into Executor is an excellent farm. And you didn't buy the full Resistance bundle, it looks like, right? Not the full, but almost all of it. So yeah, that would be next on my list. So yeah. Okay, so here's my overall suggestion for you, my friend. I want you to go for Rey, and then I want you to be farming Executor requirements on the side and go for Executor. As for right this moment, you need to finish your SLKR, obviously, and get the ultimate, and finish this Savaggio press up to Relic 5. At some point, I would like to see you finish a CLS team because you have like all of the tools for it. But I really do want to see you finish some of these projects that you have in your roster that are really, really banger, like Ray, SLKR, and Executor. I think that'll help you a ton. And so, honestly, as soon as you can get to Executor, I would have you go for that as soon as possible. But obviously, you need the Razor Crest and you need to finish IG 2000. You're close on your TIE Bomber, which is great. And so, I would start working towards that as your next major thing. But, like, obviously, it's going to take a while to get Razor Crest. So in the meantime, start getting, you know, side farms done towards Ray. So thoughts on JKCK's Omis? I haven't read them, Death Destroyer. I hear that they make the territory battles much easier. So I mean, so far it's going well, Jolly Wizard, and now that you're here, it's going fabulous. I've missed you. I wasn't so jolly until you came here, Wizard. Yeah, I don't think any kind of territory battle Omis are not really worth it, in my opinion. Little Annie with high evasion. Oh, gosh. Just all of his abilities is spinning. That's a neat trick, and it just gives him constant foresight at all times. And every time he dodges a foresight, he takes another turn and does it. And then if he dodges an attack 10 times, he insta-kills your capital ship. There's the kit, just right there. We just came up with the kit for the N1 Starfighter piloted by Slave Annie. No one could be unjolly with the Jolly Wizard around. Most balanced kit, absolutely. Like, it's almost as perfectly tuned and perfectly balanced as oh, what was that ship called? The other one. What is the other one called? Anyone remember? It's just barely as good as the Mark 6 Interceptor when it first came out, where it could insta-kill capital ships. It's almost as good. It's almost as good. Okay. We're gonna, J-Man, just really quick, we're gonna double check your account and just kind of check over your fleets. It's like right here, there should be an echelon already being worked on in this. So I'm basically going to refer you over to the video I put out the other day talking about the ships of the Lightspeed bundles. So go check that video out. It's going to help you figure out what you need for all of your fleets to get them ready. So go and watch that video, get yourself some good fleets started. And then, as I said, I would love to see you go Savage to Relic, SLKR to Relic, and then after that go Ray, and then be farming Executor on the side, get those Razor Crest shards, get those IG 2000 shards, and then go straight into the Executor as soon as you can. So yes, absolutely, Bombardment, you can. We were planning on fitting you in at 8 since you mentioned you were going to be gone for 30 minutes. Oh yeah, absolutely, IDK. Okay. Iki? Is Iki still here? Eki? Iki? Is that Eric? Okay. Ah! What have I done? There we go. Yeah, no problem, J-Man. Okay, Bombardment is waiting. We're going to run through this one, and then we will get into Mr. Bombardments. Okay, looking for advice on what to farm to progress faster in the game. You have an SLKR, you have a Star Killer, that's awesome. It looks like you're finishing your farms. You have a Piet, which means you have an Executor most likely, or you're close to. You have an Executor. Let's see what you have. Okay, first things first, I want to see a Relic Wampa. Wampa at Gear 12 does nothing. Wampa at Relic 5 does everything. Don't leave your Wampa at Gear 12. So I want to see that up to Relic 5 ASAP. Get yourself some more GAC wins out of it. Overall, if you're looking for, you know, a way to speed up your overall progress in the game, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, but go for the most efficient things in a row. You know, you have the stuff for Rey, go for Rey. You have SLKR and Executor, which means you're close to Sith Eternal, go for Sith Eternal. Go for Jedi Master Luke, you're right next to Jedi Master Luke. And so those are the things that I suggest to people when they're like, oh, I want to go faster in the game. So first things first, relic your Wampa to relic 5. After that, I want you to take some time and finish this Rey that you're right next to, because I see the relic 7 JTR. And then from there, just depending on your personal preference and what you want to as a PP, go for JML or Sith Eternal. If you go for JML, you can go into Profundity, and having 2 meta ships does put a lot of work in. But if you're trying to push towards Leviathan, you're going to want to go for Sith Eternal and get that Malgus started, go in that direction. So up to you kind of where you're wanting to go. If you're wanting, you know, more meta ships, that would be that direction. So Relic 6 Malak, Darth Revan, Relic 4 Giant Revan. Hey, evens are fine, right? I hope. I don't know. You can beat Chimera Journey with just 4 Rebel ships, right? I don't honestly remember, Jolly Wizard. Leviathan, 3 months from Fury and Malgus. How are you getting Malgus shards with this account? Are you doing it with SLKR? Is that why he's Relic 8? Tambor. Yeah, what are you... Teach us your ways, dude. How are you 3 months away from Fury class Malgus? Heck yeah, IDK. Do Treya, Nihilus, Crew, Malak, and SLKR. Okay, Treya, Nihilus, Crew, Malak, SLKR. It's not the easiest thing, but I'll try that. Yeah, I've tried Malgus with sorry, I've tried Malak with SLKR, but I've never really won. Okay, I'll have to take a look. See if I can get that working, because if so, I'd love to get that out to people if I can get that working. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, so here's the problem, Eric. The problem with Leviathan is there's a huge crystal investment in Leviathan, because at 4 stars, 5 stars, and 6 stars, it's not a great fleet. They lock a lot of what it does that's great behind 7 stars. And so that is my one problem with the Leviathan. So if Leviathan is your wish and that is your PP, we don't shame PPs here at the Beaver Dam. But I will warn you, I want you to start saving up all your crystals right this moment for that. So, but yeah, I would do Wampa. Let's see. Wampa, Rey. So finish your Inquisitors, obviously, for a guild. Inquisitors, Wampa, Rey, Leviathan. If that's what your PP is, go for it. Yeah, 2 Relic 9s, exactly. So if that's your PP, go for it. I will warn you about that, just 100%. It is a huge crystal investment because you want to get to 7 stars ASAP. But otherwise, it's going to keep you pretty high overall and will push you very high in GAC very quickly. But yeah, I would get yourself a Rey in this roster as well. You're so close that there's not really a point to putting it off, especially when you're still 3 months out from getting Malgus and Fury class unlocked. So that would be my suggestion for you. So finish your Inquisitors, finish Wampa, finish Rey, do Leviathan, and save crystals the entire time for Leviathan. It's 5 stars, but I mean, you're at 4 stars. How many shards you're at? Because it's 5 stars. It's not 6 stars, so. Like, how many shards are you at currently for Radis? Okay, sounds good, Big Ninja. You're at 20? Okay, yeah, so that's about 2 months out. Yeah, 2.5 months. Rough. Gotta say rough. I love how the abilities aren't leveled up like at all, because I did the same. Like, I literally did nothing. But yeah, okay. I mean, work on the requirements. Honestly, okay. So here's a weird thing for you. If you want to get a head start on the Leviathan and everything, even if you're not done with your ships, which, I mean, I'm assuming that you're close on your ships if you're thinking about doing this. You could always do the route where you start purchasing shards. So as soon as you get all the ships up to 4 stars, if you have all the requirements done for Leviathan, you can start purchasing with crystals shards for the Leviathan while you wait to get the ships done. And then once you get the ships done, then you can blast your way through the event and get even more shards. And so it costs a little bit more crystals overall, but it means you can unlock it early as well as start working on unlocking it just as soon as possible. So it's something to think about, is to get all the requirements up to 4 stars and then all of the characters done ASAP, and then you can start purchasing shards. So that way you can skip out on the Ray for now and start working on the Leviathan right now. So something to think about, just a little something. So if you want to push that way, you can. This depresses me. Seeing a Finn with no Zeta in an account that has that Lightspeed bundle always depresses me. You have a Zorii sitting here, get that Finn Zeta. That is a slept-on team right there. So if you want something quick to do, relic your Wampa and get your Finn Zeta done. So, hey, Dope Man, welcome. And also, Resistance Hero Finn needs to be fast. Get him up to 300 speed to go with that team. And then you can do some disgusting stuff. The paragraph level 6. I love that, like, all the level 6s that people are going for are paragraph. But yeah, if Leviathan's a PP, Leviathan's a PP, so push hard on those characters and then do that. But I would get Ray directly after and start pushing towards either Sith Eternal or JML after that point. Okay, we're going to jump into Mr. Bombardment here. He's been waiting for us, so give me just a sec. Mr. Bombardment, hello, are you here?
Hi.
Hello, let me edit your volume. Okay, speak one more time.
Hi.
Perfect. Okay, and can I get your ally code?
Yes, I'm gonna put it in chat.
Okay, while you do that real quick, I'm gonna grab a soda.
Okay.
Interesting, Andrew. Okay, Bombardment, where'd you put it?
I put it in the voice channel chat.
Ugh. I hate that exists so much. It's just in such an inconvenient place.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a bit about your account, Bombardment.
So, I got SLKR recently.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's Relic 8 with no alt.
Got it.
And then I am working on GL Ray. And then I relicked Malik and Sith Empire Trooper. And then that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what are you looking for specifically? So you're heading towards Ray, which is great.
Yes. Like what should my next Zetas be? And then...
Ooh, this hurts my soul. You got a Zeta on Qui-Gon, but no Omicron? Are you close?
I'm not close to an Omicron. The last Omicron I got was the Pogglekron for my guild. And so I'm 6 of 20 for...
Oof. So that's... I mean, at this point, what is that? A solid... You get 2 every 3 days, so... I'll figure this out, I promise. That's 18 days away from your next Omicron.
Yeah, where do I get 2 every 3 days? Oh, the
Galactic Challenges. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually need to do this one. Huh. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm sorry, Otter. That sounds like the most painful pee-pee I've ever heard.
Oh.
next PP is rushing a trench and Boba Fett Scion of Django. Or sorry, Boba Fett Scion of Donuts.
Why Dad Bod Boba?
It's, I'm sure, guild stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, like, should I get a Krex Zeta as my next Zeta?
Krex Zeta is... Sorry, go ahead.
Or should I focus on, like, Triumvirate, like Traya, Nihilus, putting them with Savage, maybe making them a defense team?
That can be either defense or offense, just depending on their levels. The problem is, without Treya's Omicron, this is a severely just okay team. And so I'd almost wait until you have an open Omicron to give to Darth Treya. And I'd rather you put it on teams that are a little bit more viable overall.
Okay.
And so, like, you could throw Mother Talzin on if you want to get your Night Sisters up and running. How many Zetas are you sitting on? Just one?
I don't even have a Zeta. I just need to know where to
put your next one.
Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, if you want to get your Night Sisters up, Night Sister and Old Daka would be your two that you need to get that team up and running. So it's not too many Zetas to get that team, like, workable. It does hurt a bit that you don't have either of the Zetas on Malik, but you have a Relic 2 Malik.
Yeah, I just relicked him today, and the Zetas are, like... They were low priority, because right as I got him to 7 stars in high gear, I got SLKR. So all Zetas went to him.
So with the current things that are happening right now, I honestly would probably relic your Darth Malik up to, like, Relic 5, maybe get him up to Relic 7 if you have the materials lying around, but get him up to at least Relic 5 and drop his Zetas on him, because a lot of people are very proud that they have a Padme team, and having a character that can solo that Padme team that everyone's proud of would be very nice.
Okay.
So
And
that
then
would... Oh, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. And then I do have the TIE Pilot Kron.
Okay.
TIE Pilot Kron.
Heck yeah.
Is that could you check that real quick? Is that the best level 3? Or is there, like, a better one?
Yep, best level 3, best level 6, and best level 9 for it. Yep, 100%.
Let's go. So
And then...
rerolls the accuracy stats.
I mean, even then, like, do you really need to? Like, you can if you want, if you have the materials,
It's
but,
just
like...
because my squad arena is all JMKs, and it gets very annoying.
Yeah,
So...
like, you have some solid armor pen, which is fantastic, so...
Yeah.
TIE Pilot Omi is the go-to right now, Yotter, for best defense. My one problem, though, with giving the TIE Pilot as defense, though... It's the best for 3v3. The problem I have with it on defense is the fact that you have to run the First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot, which means that you're not going to have a tank on the team, and which also means that you're going to have to run Hux as the third member to prevent turn meter trains. And so because you're not be able to hide behind a tank and not able to hide behind the fact that you have Hux, it's going to be severely limited on defense, I feel like. I almost would prefer the SLKR Kron for defense personally, just to make it so that way I can throw Hux with it and call it a day. Because Hux is what prevents a lot of the counters when it comes to turn meter trains. Because in 3v3, if someone's not smart with their SLKR, you can just Imperial Trooper it. So, something that I would be worried about. So,
What I might do, if you
Yeah.
want to put the SF TIE Pilot Kron on defense, maybe, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but just hide it on your back wall. And then hope that they use, like, some of their good counters, and then you can just have SLKR and TIE Pilot. Because TIE Pilot can't die without SLKR being dead, and you can kind of use him as a tank. It's depending on, like, hopefully they throw horrible teams, or hopefully they use all their good teams getting through your front wall. But
and here's my other problem with just this, is because it's looking like I'm reading this. It doesn't look like there's anything. Whenever a stunned enemy is defeated, yeah, there's nothing in here that says that Starkiller can't win. And since Starkiller isn't being used on Rey, I'm actually really worried that this would be taken out by Starkiller really easily. So without putting Hux on the team, I think that this First Order Special Forces TIE is going to be it's going to be the best Datacron 3v3 for offense, but I think I'm worried that it's going to be just okay on defense. But regardless, like, if you throw Hux and a crew in here without the Special Forces TIE on defense, or Hux and Faust, you're not going to have a problem because this middle ability and this level 3 are going to do enough that it'll still be a solid defense team. I'm just worried that the level 9's not actually going to help that much.
Yeah.
Back walls are built on hope. Oh, that's good.
Honestly, for right now, when I get Ray, she might end up on my back wall.
That's where I keep mine, and it's excellent because people just they are like, oh, I don't see any GLs. Oh, the reason he's in Kyber has to be because he's taking everything on offense. I'll just use up my JMK on the front wall. It's like, well, joke's on you.
Especially because my GBA is like insanely fast, and I'm low enough to where that's still a great team. And then once I get Qui-Gon Kron, that should be like 2 teams to hold both walls single-handedly about. And then Ray can just be on the back for just extra annoyance.
Fair, yeah, and I think Qui-Gon, like, just having annoying defensive teams are probably my favorite type of defense. So, like, a Qui-Gon Kron, a Zorii team, a Ray team, and an Iden Versio team, like a low gear Iden Versio team, I think is some of the most fun things you can throw on defense because it just pisses people off because they're like, oh, I can take that, and then it just stomps them. They're like, hold up.
Yep.
No,
That's
that
what
wasn't
happens
right.
to me with Bosk Zeta teams, and Jedi Knight Revan teams.
Jedi Knight Revan always surprises people. Although it's not too bad, especially if you control it and run them over with Imperial Troopers.
Yeah, should I focus on like Veers trying to get him up? Because I did buy the Lightspeed or Hyperdrive bundle too. Is it like worthwhile? Is he good enough low gear to use?
Are you talking about Veers?
Yeah, like the turn meter.
Like they're good. I'm not gonna say they're not. Like a Gear 7 Imperial Trooper team, if you invest the Zetas, is going to do you a lot of good against like you swinging up against teams. The problem is that's 2 Zetas of investment and a lot of Chirotechs and stuff to get this team going. I would wait until you go for the Executor. Once you go for the Executor or Sith Eternal, that's when I'd start working on Imperial Trooper team. Hey, Justin Legolas, welcome. Same to you, Trey.
General.
I would take 400% offense over the Retribution, but I take the Paragraph over anything else, and I'll show you why in a sec, Yotter.
Is General Grievous's Zeta worth it without Stap?
I mean, yeah, General Grievous is great without Stap, although you want General Grievous relicked, because he's kind of the engine of the team. He's the one that you want beefy and just absolutely sexy. And so, like, whereas, you know, you can have relic characters around Iden Versio at low gear, and it does really, really well. Instead, you want General Grievous relic and everyone around him really weak to do cheeses.
Okay.
And so, like, I would wait until you have the time to relic him and that kind of thing. And I kind of focus down on your major projects first. Like, you have a Ray coming, you're gonna have to save up Zetas for that Ray. You know, you have a couple things.
Hopefully, I won't have to spend another. God knows how much to get gear like I did for SLKR.
Fair. Which, I mean, there's no time crunch, so don't feel like you have to rush getting Ray or anything. So.
Yeah. And then, what capital ships should I upgrade? Actually, like, should I be upgrading my negotiator? Should I get all the abilities level 8? Should I, or should I focus on relicking up my pilots first?
So the problem is Negotiator isn't fantastic until you have a tank with it. So if you can afford to throw your Houndstooth with it right now, that's when I would suggest, like, sure, do it. Or once you get your BTLB up to like 5-6 stars, that's when I'd full on Negotiator. I personally would love to see this be finished. I'd love to see a Razor Crest in this account. I think more than anything, that's going to be the huge help. But as for like other fleets to kind of work on, like, get that BTLB up, and honestly, I think that's going to be your next backup fleet, because it's the next best fleet you have in here. And so, farm up the BTLB, use the Houndstooth for now, and I'd say, yeah, you can fully go in on the abilities for the Negotiator.
Okay, because I have, like, 1,200, almost 1,300 of the Prestige, so I should be... And then after that,
Ignore the
radish?
basic. You can get this one if you want, and then do the Y-wing assault. I just ignore the basic entirely.
Okay. And then is the radish worth it? With like the ships that I have, or would I have to go out of my way and farm, like?
You'd have to go out of your way to farm Star Fortress
Fortress.
and Comeuppance. So, like,
Oh.
yeah, I don't know if I would consider this as a really great
good
farm
is-
when you're so close to Executor and you're,
Okay.
close to having a Galactic Republic fleet. This is something you can come back to, though, and get another auxiliary fleet. They can beat high-star Executors as well, Andrew Borkowski. It's just it's not the triple attacker, it's the regular lineup, but it can beat Executors. So it's not necessarily a bad fleet, it's just having to farm up 2 ships, as opposed to, Galactic Republic, where you only need 1 ship. His First Order is already at the point where maybe his Finalizer needs to get a couple more stars, but I'm pretty sure at this point he could take out an Executor with his Finalizer fleet. So, like, he's getting there with other things. I'd rather see him chase down the last couple of ships he needs for an Executor than do something like a Radis.
Okay. And then, how high should I relic my pilots for?
For which one?
Negotiator. For negotiator. Yeah.
Yes.
They're all R3.
Yes. No. Okay, so technically, if you want an Executor counter out of this fleet without getting Marauder, you need to relicate Plo Koon. And I know that's a lot of investment. So I wouldn't think of this as your Executor counter. I'd use Finalizer as your Executor counter. If you can up Anakin's relic levels to like relic 7, that's your main damage dealer in this fleet, and that's really the only upping of relic levels I could really say that needs to happen. The rest is just kind of, if you can afford it, do it. But for Anakin's ETA, that's the one you want to up the relic levels on. So.
Oh, okay.
And
then
Arda, no, he does not have them all.
no. What's the lineup for negotiator? Is it both of the Jedi Starfighters and then?
Yeah, so it's the 2 Adas and then BTLB is the classic lineup, and then occasionally it'll be, I believe, Ada, Umbaran Starfighter, and BTLB for certain counters like Malevolence, and then Plo Koon's like always your first reinforcement, and then all the other ones, these 2, and then sometimes Umbaran Starfighter, they're all just kind of like extra reinforcements. The main team is Ada, and BTLB. So.
Okay. Is the Umbaran Starfighter like even a decent tank or no?
No. So it has the tank tag, but you look at its abilities and it has no way to taunt.
Okay.
So it's not a good tank, no. But it deals good damage, and that's the thing that it does. It's more of an attacker, exactly what Yoder said. So it's better for being just a damage dealer, and that's like the point when you're taking against Malevolence. You're basically hitting people, getting target lock on them, and then the Umbaran Starfighter comes in and it deals damage with its first special to each person with target lock, and so you can get another AOE out there and basically wipe the field. And so that's the idea with the ship, and so it works as an attacker.
Is Rex's Arc 170 any good? Or
no, sadly.
No.
Yeah, like the times that I use this is like I'm out of fleets. That is the only time I use this, which is sad because I originally got it up because I was like, oh sweet, I can get it in the fleet shop, and so I can get this easily. I'm gonna get the gas, and so I got it up, and then I'm like, I just never use it, so it's kind of sad.
So the Clone Sergeant's one is better or the same?
I prefer Clone Sergeant. He's a great plug-and-play tank for just coming into any fleet as a reinforcement tank. I used to use him with my Malevolence and get some holds there. So, but like, I don't know. It's just like it has some cool abilities and that kind of thing, and so like it's usable. I think both are usable, but I think Clone Sergeant and Rex Arc 170 are both just very mid.
I'm probably gonna end up using Clone Sergeant just because it's 7 stars and R3.
Yes, never set Clone Sergeant on defense unless you're planning on it being like the first reinforcement, because for some reason it has the highest priority in the game as a reinforcement.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a good point, ADP, thank you.
changing my defense right now.
Yeah, so like if you have a fleet where like it doesn't have a tank and it needs a tank and it's just like a partially done fleet, then yeah, sure. But like if it's any kind of fleet, you don't really want to put it on defense unless you want it to come out. Hey, Swago, welcome, my friend.
And
I
then...
don't know, Do They Love Me, or whatever your name is. I genuinely don't know. I didn't pay attention to like the score rating, but I'm firmly in Kyber 2 right now.
Is the Radis, or not the Radis, Home 1, is there anything good I can do with that right now?
I mean, okay, so here's the deal. The big thing that you need to get this fleet, like, at least semi-working is you need a MILF. You need a Millennium Falcon. MILFs are very important to the Rebel fleet. And so the big problem with that is that you need bounty hunters to do that. But the good side is you need bounty hunters to do that, because you finish your bounty hunters, you get a Millennium Falcon. You get a Millennium Falcon, you have a Rebel fleet. So you get the bounty hunters, you get Executor, you get a Rebel fleet. And so it works out really well as kind of like a combo farm.
Yeah, once I get Houndstooth 7-star, because I'll probably get, or not Houndstooth, IG 2000, because I'll probably get that before the Razor Crest.
Fair.
Because Razor Crest just never shows up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're at the point where you can at least get it from Proving Grounds, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. Proving Grounds is... When does Proving Grounds come out?
It'll come out the last, like, right towards the end of Conquest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be in the next week.
Okay, nice.
So if you can get a SLKR's Ultimate before then, it will help immensely.
Okay. Is he good in Proving Grounds without his ult? Or...
Without his ult, he can do like 2 or 3 of them. With his ult, he can do all but 2.
Okay. So... I cannot get his ult until then, I don't think. Because I am 3 of 10? Yeah. I'm 3 of 10, and then by Thursday I'll be 4 or 5 10.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be slow going. So you'll at least get a couple. I think you can do Razor Crest without the ult, so we'll see. Yeah, Arctic Gaming says that you don't need ult to do Razor Crest, which is super nice. It's one of the easier nodes, so...
Okay, and then how good is Malik R3? Because I might just have to take him to R3 and keep him there, and put Relic Mats to Race Scavenger.
He's
BB8,
okay. He's okay.
Just
He's not...
requirements to finish him out.
When it comes to tanks, you always want them high relics. He's okay at Relic 3. I much prefer him at Relic 5. I think Relic 5 is a perfect place to sit if you like need to leave a character, especially a tank. So I would suggest Relic 5 for him. I do appreciate that you have him stacked with Protection. I would honestly almost take in Protection Arrow as well. But...
Okay.
This might be the most Lightspeed bundle looking account I've ever seen. Yeah, no, Lightspeed bundles. Yeah, Lightspeed bundles. You have a ton of teams and you have no Zetas. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, any other questions at all?
I don't think so. Just what are my Imperial Trooper squads, just to make sure I have the right ones? Is it Veers, Piet, Range Trooper, Dark Trooper, and Moff Gideon?
Yeah, so that's the typical 5-stack for that one. Some people like to swap out Gideon for Stark, but I that's my personal preference is Veers, Piet, Dark Trooper, and then Range Trooper and Gideon. And then Iden Versio with any of the ones that you just kind of have lying around is going to work. So,
okay.
Just make sure they don't have a leader tag and they're not Dark Trooper.
And then when should I prioritize gas and gearing up CLS?
I would prioritize them after Ray and probably after Executor. I would like to see a Ray and Executor in here, and then I would like to see you kind of circle around and do whatever you want. And so that's when I would put gas in, then go for CLS into JML and that kind of stuff.
Okay, I might do CLS, pause a little bit, go to C, and then go to JML. Or
Yeah, that works.
maybe JMK, because he's been annoying me in Squad Arena. And although that's so far away, actually, now that I look at the requirements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing at a time. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So, just focus down that Rey, focus down getting that Malik up just to piss off some people that have their beautiful Padmes. And, you'll get to Executor and all that kind of stuff later down the road and have a fun time.
Yeah, that's good, because I'm getting stuck behind Jedi Knight Revan teams, Padme teams, Bounty Hunter teams, so...
Mm-hmm.
At least I have, hopefully a guaranteed insta-win with SLKR and TIE Pilot.
Yeah. And also, side note, don't be afraid to split up your Emperor Palpatine Mara Jade with Starkiller. We've mentioned this a little earlier in the stream, but EP and Mara are excellent by themselves, just the two of them. And then you can throw Starkiller with, Darth Vader as the lead, Starkiller, and then just another random light side unaligned Force user, dark side unaligned Force user, or Jedi, and it'll activate Starkiller's Omicron still, and so you'll still get some excellent buffs. And so, Darth Vader hits Merciless Massacre basics on every single hit, and Starkiller will assist off of each of those. And so you can still pull off some good teams and good wins with Starkiller if you don't see a Rey anywhere, and so you can split up the team and make two really, really good teams if you're struggling, because Emperor Palpatine Mara Jade can take out easily something like Bosk or Jedi Knight Revan, things like that, even Padmes. So don't be afraid to split that team up.
Would it work with crew? Vader, crew, and Starkiller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the requirements that Starkiller has, it says in 3v3 Grand Arenas, any combination of the team includes no more than one Jedi, one light side, and a light Force user, one Sith, or one dark side will fulfill the conditions for this ability. So yeah, use whatever you have, dude.
Yeah. And then how much of the priority is VS Mar for Starkiller teams?
I have her at gear 12, and I have no desire to get her up to gear 13 anytime soon. She's good, but really the main engine of the team is EP, Mara Jade, and Starkiller.
Okay.
And so, get her up when you can.
Okay, she's just to make sure I don't need to use, Rey, Scavenger.
Yeah.
Anything.
It's just a character. Basically, Visas, Mar, and anyone you put in the light side unaligned Force user slots are characters that are not necessarily the best for the team, but will fulfill the slot and at least have some amount of viability with the team. So.
And then should I relic up my old Ben for that team?
It's not a bad thing. Old Ben, if you get him up to Relic 5 and use him with Starkiller, I use him with Starkiller right now. The reason I say Relic 5 is just because that's a requirement for JML, so it works out anyways. So,
okay.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think he's usable right where he is. I use him at Relic 3 myself.
Yeah, he's usable. It's just I'm not sure if relicking him up would give me that extra tank, because I feel like sometimes it just gets stomped by higher gear teams and stuff. The one time I run into a GL on defense, I'm like, oh, Starkiller can win this. Starkiller does not win. Did not win.
It also might just be because you're missing some Omicrons. This Omicron is so helpful in so many of the different GL counters, because the AoE buff dispel is super, super nice.
Okay.
The Force Repulse, because then you put shock on the SLKR team, and then that makes it so that way the Hux can't gain advantage, as well as the tanks can't gain taunt back, and then you do the AoE buff dispel, and then you can full on Hux, and then work through the SLKR team and things like that. So, does Starkiller even win? Oh, always, dude. Starkiller has the best animation in this game on the Cortisol. I know you don't play this game, but bro, he's awesome.
Yeah. My Darth Vader is what never wins. It's always the most edge of my seat. I hope this works. And then it'll barely work, or it's way closer than it should be.
Yeah, which to be fair, it is just a Relic 5. Most people have a Relic 7 Vader because they've gone for Executor or Sith Eternal and that kind of thing. So, it'll up the win rate as time goes on. But hopefully that helped you out, Mr. Bombardment. We're going to move on to our next person, see if we can't get through a couple more, because I only have about 10 more minutes to go.
Oh,
so
yeah, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you have a great night.
You too.
It can't meant his character. Oh no, he can't win ever. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Eli. The Zetas do help, but it's like, you know, it's a Lightspeed bundle account. So how many Zetas can you really afford to put on people? Okay. Is I Don't Whale still here? Oh, I love Treya with Vader. My Starkiller wins 100% of the time, 50% of the time. Okay, Wep, are you still here? There we go. Okay. Hold on. It's loading. Okay. Wep said, "Hi, RB. Took the..." Just reminded me of a childhood memory, that's for sure. Okay, so hi, RB. Took the panic farming advice, brought Dark Trooper Relic 5 Hexia. Heck yeah. Okay, I'll also switch my Bounty Hunter squads, so Bosk is faster than Grief now. Heck yes. Love that. After GL Ray unlock, which should be fairly soon, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Not necessarily in this order, just wondering if this is a sound plan going forward, or if I should focus elsewhere. CLS squad Relic 5 is not a bad thing whatsoever. Like, that is, it's just a solidly good team, as long as you're not putting them on defense. They are an excellent offensive team. General Grievous to ideal gear level and ability levels, rest of the team as well. Bring Marin to ideal gear levels. Or okay, so basically fixing up a GG team, fixing up a Marin team, CLS team, Savage Relic 5 with Omicron, or give the Omicron to Qui-Gon. Okay, where's your Sith? Qui-Gon. You're farther away from your Sith at the moment than your Jedi, because you already have Anakin done, and you can basically take all of your Padme team that you have, the Padme team, and they're all Jedi, and they're all Galactic Republic. So you can put that Ahsoka, you can put that General Kenobi, you can put all those guys together on a Qui-Gon Omicron team and have a banger Qui-Gon team. So that's what I would do personally. But yeah, getting back to it. No problem, Nod Man. That's rough. I'm sorry, dude. If you haven't already, we're gonna put out a reminder for you, those of you who are here right now. Channels and roles up here at the top. You can go scroll to the bottom, and you click this button right here, and it'll give you a role that will make it so that way I ping you every time we do roster reviews. Then anything after that ping is what we will do roster reviews for. So we do roster reviews basically every time we stream, unless it's a side PP stream. When it's a passion project stream, we don't do roster reviews, but otherwise we do roster reviews. So okay, unlock JKR, bring him to ideal gear level and ability levels. Okay, so you have a lot of, like, you want to expand out teams, which I don't necessarily dislike by any means. And you have an executor, right? Capital. Yeah, you have an executor. You have a relic bam. Yes, you have a relic bam. Okay, just want to make sure you're not sleeping on anything before we kind of move forward with squads. Okay, yeah. So honestly, pushing outwards. Glad you had fun, Nod Man. Pushing outwards, I don't think is a bad thing. All units extra required gear levels. Unlock JKL. Farm badge far more honor for negotiator fleet, and then unlock C. Unlocking C. Okay, interesting choice. a lot of people aren't going for C, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing that a lot of people are doing, because like if you look at Sith Eternal right now, you already have 4 of the requirements done for Sith Eternal, and like it's you know, the 4 requirements that you have done. One is a ship, which ships take forever, and one is a Chirotech farm. And I think it's the only Chirotech farm for that farm in general. And so, like, you're much closer to Sith Eternal, and everyone's much closer to Sith Eternal than they realize when it comes to an Executor SLKR account. So, honestly, I don't think that that's a bad thing to go for C. And so I might suggest C, then following C going into CLS and heading towards that JML stuff and building outwards. I think GG is... It's hard for me to suggest GG and going for gas right now just because you guys have so much in your roster going for you. Like, I don't know. Hold on. Let me check your GG really quick. Okay, so he's 7-star. He's like gear 7. No Zetas. Okay. Okay, so here's my big problem. So you're looking at a couple different squads here that are problematic. So let me kind of lay out my problem with your farms. I'm not saying your farms are bad by any means. You're saving for rate, which I think is an excellent idea, Web. I don't think you should spend them. And that's exactly what I'm about to bring up, because to get General Grievous working, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe 5 Zetas right there. To go in and try and get gas, that's an additional 4 on gas, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 Zetas to get the gas team running. Additionally, for the Galactic Republic team, if you are trying to make an actual Padme team, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Zetas right there. Whereas if you go for a Qui-Gon team, that's 1 Zeta right there, and then maybe a 2, and that's all you need, which is awesome. And so that cuts down your Zetas significantly while giving you an excellent team to work with this. Yeah, no, I'm not saying to unlock the character. To unlock gas, if you have a Relic Padme and if you have a Relic C-3PO, you can get through the gas event with no Zetas. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you want to make a viable Padme team, you're going to need 5 Zetas. If you're going to get gas has 4 Zetas himself, and then you're going to have to farm up the 501st, which requires at least 4 more Zetas. And so overall, you're looking at a huge Zeta farm just to get some teams up and running. So they're not kind to you with the Zetas. And so I'm not talking about unlocking gas. Unlocking gas is easy, but it's a drain on your Zetas to get all those teams ready to go. And so, like, it's really hard for me to say, yeah, go for that, because it's going to take away Zetas from your Rey. Same with, like, Marauder. Like, you can get the Bad Batch without getting any Zetas on them, but that's a lot of Chirotech and a lot of Zetas. And so it's so many freaking Zetas. And so I'd much rather see a Qui-Gon Omicron team in this roster than I would a Padme team, because it's a lot less Zetas for, you know, a lot more hold rate for a lot less Zetas. And I love to see things like that. And so, like, you know, I don't know. You already have the Veer Zeta. You already have the Piet Zeta. You already have Merciless Massacre on Darth Vader. You already have the lead on Emperor, or not the, oh, it's Crackling Doom. I was expecting the lead. You should get the lead at some point on Emperor Palpatine since you have a Starkiller. But you kind of already have the Zetas that you need on the characters to do the Sith Eternal farm, like where you're like going in, you're like doing the Sith Eternal farm. You're not going to be adding excess Zetas along the way. So you'll have the time to save up Zetas. And so that's why I think the Sith Eternal farm kind of fits with your account really well, as opposed to these other characters, because a lot of them require a lot of Zetas. Like, you're going into CLS, and once again, you've got, you know, 3 Zetas, 2 Zetas. Luckily, you have a lot of these, and so I don't mind this by any means, but you already have them to Relic. So I'm not seeing, like, a reason to push them much farther. So you really only have 2 Zetas left on this team, which is good. Like, this team will work with that amount of Zetas. So I appreciate the CLS. So looking at your overall looking at everything, let's just double check all of these farms and kind of see what you've invested right now to kind of get an idea of where we should be. Okay, so JKR, you don't have in your roster quite yet, right? I'm looking at this right. Yeah, Jolie's only 6-star, so yeah, you don't have that done. Rolo is not a bad thing to be getting up because you're already close to Jedi Knight Luke, and then getting Jedi Knight Revan with Jedi Knight Luke is going to be excellent. You have 5 requirements done for Sith Eternal. I just remembered you have a Relic Anakin, basically. So you already have a Relic 3 Anakin, which means you just have to bring it up a couple Relic levels, and that'll also increase the viability of your Qui-Gon. So Sith Eternal's looking like a very delicious farm for you, my friend. So yeah, just kind of looking at it. Yeah, like, I'd love for you to get Marin, I'd love for you to get Mother Talzin up and running, but that's also another 4 Zetas to get that team up and running. So yeah, here's what I would suggest. Finish your Rey, get your CLS up to Relic 5. I have 0 problems with that. I would say Qui-Gon Omicron over Savage Omicron. And then I go for Sith Eternal, and it'll give you some time to build up some Zetas to get for Sith Eternal, as well as for some other farms. And then you can circle back around to some of these other ones that are going to involve a lot more Zetas. And so you can get like Jedi Knight Revan and start investing Zetas into him, and then start going for Jedi Knight Luke. So right now, because you have most of the requirements for C done, you might have some room in your farming plan for some Jedi Knight Revan requirements as well. And then you can pop into Jedi Knight Revan and then into Jedi Knight Luke, who you're really close to with the Rolo, and get yourself a full Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke team going without too many Zetas. So I think that's what I'm seeing here as the best way to do this, because there's just so many Zetas that you need in here, and you need a way to take time to build those up. So yeah, Dooku needs his Relic 6, so that's also basically done. Yeah, exactly. So, like, Sith Eternal is looking like a beautiful farm for you, 100%. Yeah, you're just misclicking only bombardment. I highly suggest making sure that you basically just put them in an order that makes it so it's easy to see SLKR. Luckily, that's a team that's not too hard to do that to. Like, I know Inquisitors, if you accidentally put the Ninth Sister in the wrong place, you're pretty much screwed the whole game. Yeah, hopefully that helps, Wep. Yeah, it's just, it hurts my soul to see these accounts, not because they're bad accounts, but because the Lightspeed bundles the new Lightspeed bundles with gas require so many Zetas, and like, people are so gung-ho to be like, yeah, I want gas, and I'm like, I get it, I love gas, he was my first PP, but like, I hate to shatter your hopes and dreams, but to get gas usable, you're looking at so many freaking Zetas. To get Padme usable, you're looking at so many freaking Zetas. And would he be closer to JM? Would he not be closer to JML after JKL? Yeah, so he could go for JKL if he wanted to, but that means he has to get, you know, Rolo and Cholo done, go for Jedi Knight Luke, and then go into Jedi Master Luke. And so he could go that direction, but we're looking at this account. Hold on, let's double check to see if he has Wampa and Hoda done, because that severely changes. Yeah, he doesn't have a Hermit Yoda, which severely limits how long it's going to take. Plus, if you look at a Sith Eternal journey right now, I don't think people realize just how close Sith Eternal is for people that have Executor and Lightspeed bundles. You have Emperor Palpatine done, basically. Darth Vader done, basically. Piet done, basically. Count Dooku done, basically. Imperial TIE Bomber done. Jedi Knight Anakin done, basically. Like, this... You're like halfway done with the requirements at this point, and you're done with the Chirotech farm. So like, it's just, you're so close to Sith Eternal. And JML, you're going through, and you have to get Jedi Knight Luke, and you need a place for Jedi Knight Luke, so you're probably gonna have to go for Jedi Knight Revan. And so I feel like Sith Eternal is just an excellent farm for him, just to not invest in anything and take some time to build up some materials. So yeah, okay. I hate to cut it there, but I wanted to be off 10 minutes ago because I'm supposed to be hanging out with some friends tonight. And I can only be awake for another hour before I have to go to bed because I have work. There we go. I was like, why is nothing showing up? Okay. Big thanks to our damn sugar daddy, as always, Solar Powered Tree. He has donated $85 in the last 30 days. We'll see how long he maintains the title here in Discord as our damn sugar daddy. Big thanks to all of our damn elite. You guys are awesome. We have tons of fun things planned for you guys, including another couple of videos coming, as well as a cooking stream, because that's what you guys requested. Thank you to our damn contributors. You guys keep the lights on, and I appreciate it so much. We are going to see if we can raid someone with the last couple of people we got sitting around here. We'll see if we can find someone who's still going at this hour of the night. But I appreciate all of you for coming, and I will see you guys soon. Hit us up on Wednesday. We'll be able to do some more roster reviews. That being said, let's see if we can't find someone to raid while we listen to This Party's Over. Let's see. Is there anyone here? Sad. It doesn't look like anyone's streaming right now. So unfortunately, I guess we will... this party is truly over, like Mace keeps saying. Yes, Asteroid Mech, you joined at the perfect time for me to ask. Are you streaming in the next 10 minutes? But yeah, unfortunately, we are going to be not raiding anyone because no one's doing Swago right now. But you guys have a wonderful night. And Asteroid Mech, it's good to see your wonderful face every time. You're grinding BF2. Fair enough. Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys in the next video.